Wait, I've got a question. Have you guys seen the Thanksgiving fatality?
I've not seen it.
You haven't seen it?
Yeah, oh.
Okay, don't watch it.
You gotta
don't
make him watch it.
Don't watch it
later.
yet. We'll come back and we'll watch it together.
Weird fetishy things. I don't want to see this bullshit. No. Oh, that's cute. That's a nice little table.
Oh. Oh.
I mean, okay, fatalities is one thing, but like that stomach jiggles. When the character falls over, you'll be like, it will jiggle.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's so disgusting. But we should actually get started an hour later.
Welcome to the Combat Kings podcast.
I have an
recording.
intro.
Oh,
I have an intro. Let me do my intro.
You absolute bugger.
We're all recording. Okay, we're all recording. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I've had to reset my recording a couple times because issues. But right now it's been going for about 7 minutes. Hopefully there won't be any more problems. But we might need one of you two to also record the desktop audio just in case.
I got you, homie.
All right,
Thanks, bro. Thanks, bro.
Thanks, bro.
I got you, homie.
I got you, dog.
Somebody make fan art of me cradling the Force Snake and just carrying him like the princess he is, because I love him so much.
It's like that iconic image from Crisis on Infinite Earth where Superman's cradling the dead Supergirl. And Dr. Soul's in me and I'm there like dead.
It's kind of fitting because you have like the lady avatar now, so it could even just be like your lady version.
Oh my gosh.
The Netherrealm team assassinated him for telling the truth. He's dead.
He predicted the Sindel design. Anyways, so 3, 2, 1. So when are we gonna ever have a good Combat Kings like intro? Well, that's the neat part. You won't.
That's the intro you had planned.
The host.
That's what you sandbagged my bit for, you motherfucker. You son of a bitch.
I thought it was pretty good.
I would threaten you the gun, but because of technical issues where you two can't see me, you wouldn't see the gun anyway, so the bit wouldn't work. But that is a perfect segue into explaining to the audience why, if I do something comedic visually, they won't react to it. It's not because they're sandbagging me and being impolite or because I'm not funny. That is true, but that's not the reason why. It's because they can't see me.
Yeah, technical issues. So Dog and I, we do not know what Snake is doing. He could be doing like some of the most like worse, like humane things ever, but we would not know. At least I would not know until I start editing this video. But yeah, welcome to the podcast, everybody. We have a ton of topics that we're gonna get to. So Omni-Man is out, also out for people who like did not buy the pre-orders.
Good for him.
What? Good. Oh, okay, I get what you mean. Invasion Season 2, the seasonal fatalities, getting reduced price, 3D era skins, Game of the Year nominees, yada yada yada. But before we can get into any of these conversations, we got to get into today's sponsor, True Underdogs comic, top tier.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's a comic book inspired by fighting games, and that's the long and short of it. It's one of the few stories. I've written like 3 comics already, but it's hard to explain their plot in like one sentence, which is bad on my part. You're supposed to have like a really like a 1-sentence description of like a story when you pitch it to somebody. It's like an actual term. I think it's called a log or whatever. And I can't describe most of my stories that I've written in 1 sentence, but this one I can. A fighting game inspired comic book. There you go. What if fighting game characters had a real world, and I'm trying to like take the concepts and make them believable. Like I showed in my Indiegogo video how do they fight every day without like being dead or just like permanently injured or at least hating each other because they're fighting all the time, right? Well, the answer is the arena heals them. The arena is magic. It's enchanted. So upon leaving, they're completely healed. So that makes it easier to like fight every day and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just a fighting game inspired comic. You got your Ryus, you have your generic Rushdown character, you have your ninja girl, like your Ibuki, if you will. You got your big strong grappler, all that cool stuff.
I think the idea alone is actually like very interests me. Just like, oh, like what if a fighting game world, and kind of the concept is like you stated before in some of your other videos where it's like, oh, what if there's like buffs and nerfs, and like how will that affect the worldview? Like what if there's like developers we don't see, how do characters interact? And that's all like meta things I do actually kind of like seeing in like medias and stuff. So that aspect I'm very interested in the series.
Yeah, that's going to be a big thing in issue 2 because issue 1 is about the good side of the update. For anyone not aware, to make a balance patch like a real world thing, there's this weather phenomenon that causes it instead, like a thunderstorm combined with like a beam of light that like kind of like blesses some people and makes them buffed. Not physically stronger, but like they get the abilities and stuff, you know, like a video game character, but in real life.
Better frame data.
So in the first issue, it covers the good aspect of that, like how the weaker characters are stronger and are now like defending themselves and like getting respect. Issue 2 is going to cover the opposite, where some of the stronger characters were good people, and now behind the scenes they're a bit upset and sad because like what did they do to deserve just being weaker out of nowhere?
Oh,
like they didn't do anything. Yeah. So like, why has my strength been taken from me? Like the one girl, the grappler, she goes around the world fighting for charity and like raising money with her wrestling events and stuff, and now she's just worse at doing that because she's physically weaker. And she's like, why did this happen? Like I worked out every day. Did the gods hate me? Like why'd I get weaker?
Interesting.
And it's like, yeah, I think it's kind of cool in that regard.
If you don't track your head around it, imagine if this happened with the FGC, and one day some godly entities just decided, you know what, Sonic Fox has been on top for too long. I'm just going to nerf his skill in fighting games. I'm going to give it to some
nerf Sonic Fox.
I'm going to give it to some low tier shit guy like True Underdog Gaming. He's going to get a huge buff. And then Sonic Fox is like, bro, what? Have the gods forsaken me? Why? I'm gonna become a supervillain, and then he starts playing anime fighters instead. Like that's the basic idea.
Yeah, True Underdog, you are blessed with the Shiva Stomp ability now. You win.
The YouTube algorithm favors me. I've been buffed. I saw some people.
It's like the YouTube algorithm being turned into an actual character. The YouTube algorithm's like, this guy, he's not being quite as consistent with his uploads as possible. Right down in the algorithm. Now the Queen. We have to support the Queen, Sniper Wolf. Yes. So you can see how evil and unfair and unjust this whole system is, and that is something that Dog intends to explore with this concept.
I can see where this comic series is going then.
I did have an idea at one point, which I might do, might not, where one of the characters that got nerfed, like, just isn't deterred by it at all and keeps, like, training equally as hard. And due to sheer force of will, kind of like how you can break the Matrix by, like, being stronger-willed, because it's, like, all a simulation. I had the idea that this character, like, ends up getting to be just as strong as they were or more just through sheer tenacity. And it seems really inspiring until they get struck by lightning again, and it's like they got double nerfed. Like the gods hate them even more for resisting their design, and it's an even more sad moment. Like, who are these people that are being mean to us from the skies? Like, why are you doing this?
The thing is, though, there are stories where like there are weak characters who win tournaments and stuff. You know, like despite them being weak, the player is so good with them that like they still win and stuff. So
that was actually, I wasn't even going to talk about this, but that was the original plot of the comic way back just when I first drafted it in my head.
Okay.
It was going to be more like Wreck-It Ralph, where they're video game characters and they know they're video game characters. And it was going to be like super meta. Like, what do these characters actually do in their free time? And then when they're forced to fight each other, how do they react? And there was even going to be the side characters or secondary characters, supporting roles, were going to be the players who like go to the arcade cabinet and play as them. We're going to have stories too, like a B plot. And one of the main characters was going to be an okay tournament player, but he's never been great. But this time around, because the update just dropped, he's deciding to play the bottom tier character, like the Dan, the character that nobody plays in the game because they're bad. But he knows that because no one plays the character, no one knows what they can do. They have no matchup knowledge.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I'm gonna go far with this character. And it was going to be kind of cute because that character never gets played. So when he's just kind of like sitting in the lobby waiting, it was like, you've been chosen to fight. And he's like, me? Somebody chose me? And he was like all excited that someone picked him like to fight. And then he's like winning. He's winning the arcade ladder. He's like, I'm doing it. I'm actually winning. And one of his friends is like, you go, Dad. Like, you're doing it.
And
he's like, yeah, me.
And that player, he looks at the character and says, you should showcase yourself now. Like, what if LTG was a good guy? You know, that's a pretty interesting character concept. Another one I think would actually be really cool would be if one of the characters in the current version with the whole buffing system, what if someone just gets buffed and buffed and buffed until they're basically like they could just destroy anything. Like, if they go all out against someone, they will destroy them. And they're like, if someone who doesn't want to hurt people, they just like to fight or something. So it's like if they hit someone, it's going to really do some damage, and like even though they'll get healed, it's like, I don't want to hurt people, but that's what my powers become, and it's like basically destroying things with a touch, and like so even being buffed so much, being favored, can be a really bad thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's almost like I'm looking back on it, and I'm getting kind of like I have like the opposite of rose-tinted glasses, where I'm kind of sad this story's not going to get told because I changed the plot, because I even had a joke where one of the pro players was a woman. And people thought that she played the character because it's a very analytical, very strategic character, right? Very meta. But then to like fool everybody or like throw everyone off, she picks like the most revealing costume of the character at the arcade. They're like, wait a minute, is she actually just a big degenerate? And she's like got the little anime glasses, and she's like, nobody knows this, but I actually play this character because I love her.
She's
and
hot.
it shows like a fantasy of her being carried by like the video game character. Like she just like fantasizes about the character.
I love stories
and she
like
just really
that.
likes her.
I think I heard a story
it'd be
recently
like the
about,
gym
like,
bro that plays the big buff guy and all that. That was going to be the joke. They all play like the avatar version of themselves in the game, like the character that appeals most to them. And that was going to be a meta thing too. But now I've thought of something much creepier for this story, where like if it ever does survive to like issue 10 or something, it'll be revealed that there are like players, but they're like spirits that manifest and like have to pay money to the gods to take control of these living people and force them to fight each other just for fun. Like they possess their bodies and then fight as them for the joy of it. And like they pay the gods for that experience. And that's like the players, like these creepy spirits that can invade the world and take control of them, which I think is kind of creepy. The idea of like your world being surrounded by phantoms and the gods choose to let them in just to take control of you and mess with you for a day because the gods get a cut. They get some money.
At the very least, it could be interesting for like an arc where like one of the characters goes off, like the disillusion with the current thing, they go off to somewhere else, and then this is how things work in that place. Like that place has all these spirits. It's like a big spiritual location. So that's where the spirits come to possess these fighters. And it's like either the guy's like, you know what, the old place wasn't so bad, or damn, everyone's fucked up. There's not much I can do. Maybe I should just go back and fix things there rather than trying to find a new place. You know, there's a lot they could do with it. There's a lot of ways to implement this idea.
I even thought of
like,
doing an Invincible twist where I was gonna merge other regions or other worlds with theirs to like add more parody characters. Like here's the Mortal Kombat world, and they're all Mortal Kombat parodies, right? But I thought, how creepy would it be if like the fight ends and the opponent's just like, good games, and his head just gets sliced clean off, and everyone's like, like everyone's jaw drops because in their world, like that doesn't happen. This is the other world where they kill you at the end, and like it's like an Invincible moment where it's like, no, he's dead. Oh, it's so sad.
It's like someone like sees like Vega in Street Fighter world, like cutting people, and there's no blood or anything. At most, you might get some rose petals flying off, and then someone comes in to get decapitated. It's like people bleed when they get cut. What?
The blood isn't like black, in anime sometimes, and the blood is like very unobvious and black and stuff. What?
So, I even thought about adding a layer to that where I might not have the stomach to kill one of my characters like that. I just feel so bad killing off one of them.
I can understand
but
that.
I may have it to where at least one realm is way more violent. Like there could be a violent Mortal Kombat realm, but the twist would be, because we're trying to follow the logic of the games, in the Mortal Kombat universe, when a character gets injured, sometimes they're actually out of the story mode because like they're actually injured. They don't just like magically heal off screen, right?
Yeah.
So the catch would be the Mortal Kombat characters are more violent, but they're used to having to actually physically recover after a fight. Whereas my characters, the ones you meet first, have that magical arena that heals them every day. So ironically enough, they have more of a fighting spirit and a love of fighting, like almost being fight sexual, because every day they get to fight again. Whereas the Mortal Kombat characters only fight to survive or like for the ferocity of it. So they're kind of like, y'all are kind of creepy. Like we fight to save the realms or to fend off evil people or for like selfish reasons, but you fight just because you like to hurt people. That's kind of creepy.
Just getting punched in the face. Scorpion does a fatality and he goes, "You guys fight just because you enjoy it? Damn, you guys are fucked up." He says while being splattered with blood from the neck stump of the guy just decapitated.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other guy's like, I never thought about it that way. Oh, actually, you have some intestine on your shoulder. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Forgot that I had that on me.
So there is definitely a lot more ideas that you have planned and stuff. So we'll see if they eventually happen. But at the same time, try to keep it. You don't want to keep some secrets. Don't want to take the big reveals and stuff yet. Just yet. Don't want to find out bosses and whatnot.
Which is hard. I'm experiencing the Ed Boon dilemma. Like, you want to tell everybody everything because you're so excited about it. But
Yeah.
I would say everyone watching, please consider purchasing the comic. I know it's a bit more than a comic is normally worth, but that's because it's 40 pages. So it's actually almost a graphic novel. A graphic novel needs to be 48 pages, I think. So it's almost there, and graphic novels cost like $30. So this is half the price of a graphic novel. Or it's like, 2 McDonald's meals. So instead of eating 2 McDonald's meals, you can just buy an awesome comic that supports the FGC. And I hope that more people, if this does well, would like follow suit. I'm sure I'm not the only YouTuber that wants to do like a cool project like this. Even if it's not a comic book. I'm sure plenty of YouTubers have something, some product they want to make, like their passion, and they want to sell to their community. And I think if mine does well, then it could inspire more people to do it. So that's like what I hope happens.
I'd love to do something like this,
top tier
too.
issue 1. We got 4 variant covers. You can buy a bunch of different packages and stuff if you want to get stuff. And there's also free trading cards. I mean, they're really nice looking trading cards. And I'm thinking about making them big, but I'm still going back and forth on that. Let me know in the comments how y'all would feel about that, because there's one guy who made trading cards and they're big. Like they're like this big, right? Which on the one hand is cool because like they're pretty and like they're big, so like they seem more valuable because it's just literally more. But on the flip side, I worry that if they're too big, they stop looking like trading cards and now just seem like something else, like mini posters or something.
So if you get, you can buy a comic like for, like you said, like 20, or I think the first one you said it's like $15 here. But if you want to get all the covers, you can get the triple pack, right? That's how the $50 one works,
and it's a
right?
discount technically, because buying them all separately would be more than buying the triple pack. I'm still flabbergasted that I forgot triple only has 1 P in it, and that bothers me.
But yeah, I'm gonna just like purchase mine right now here. Take a cool comic. Hell yeah, excited.
Live on stream, live on stream.
Live on stream purchase, yeah. Can I actually, so if I pay extra, I get like a signed autograph in my comic?
Yep. I'll sign it for just $5 extra.
Can we get a W in the chat for this live purchase?
W.
Chat, W.
Yeah.
W.
Sign my book with Dog doing like a picture. It's really
Classic
nice.
Sonic W. Classic Sonic W.
But yeah,
so yeah, it's $5, which is what I saw everyone else doing. But also it's kind of like a barrier to protect me, because if it was any cheaper, I feel like everybody would get it, and then I just have severe carpal tunnel from signing like hundreds of comics.
Oh,
and I can't imagine how painful that would be. Because a lot of people bought the triple pack. So, and if you buy the triple pack, people ask like, and I pay the $5, do you sign one or all 3? No, I sign all 3. If you buy the triple pack, I'll happily sign all 3 if you purchased the signature perk. That just seems fair. Otherwise, I don't know which one you want me to sign. And yeah.
Yeah, excited to see it, like next February.
Yes, it's going to ship in February because we need time to actually print it, and I wanted time for the campaign to like gain legs. I started reaching out to people, and some responded, some didn't. A lot of comic book channels, and oddly enough, one who did respond is the most shocking. So Chuck Dixon is going to do an interview with me or a podcast with me. Yeah, he responded. Chuck Dixon has a YouTube channel, and then he responded. For anyone not aware, he's one of like the main guys who made Bane famous, like in Batman. He wrote a lot of Batman comics, and yeah, Chuck Dixon is pretty hype. Like he's pretty famous, but you got to be a comic book nerd to know that probably.
I had a couple of dumb ideas I want to pitch to Dog, right? So one is
do it.
At some point, a few issues in, once you've gotten the core characters established and you've got the base for each character introduced, and you want to shake things up a bit, are you going to introduce a new batch of 6 characters who are basically a commentary on DLC?
Oh.
Yeah. I already have that planned actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Not only the DLC aspect.
Will 3 of them just be like? 3 of them should be like blatant rip-offs of characters from other things. Like this one's just Scorpion. This one's just like Superman or something. And it's like a commentary on how out of place guest fighters are, and how hideous it is when they're on the roster.
Oh, like guest fighters, like how
like
different
changing
they
the
feel.
style and everything. Yeah, that'd be pretty funny.
I was thinking, because you're mentioning like the DLC idea, I was thinking, is it a DLC or is it like literally a sequel and then you have new characters because it's a sequel kind of a situation?
I was going to literally have them like come from the heavens, like they were given like by the gods. So that's going to be one funny part. It's like, who are these random people being put on our island? Because of course all the main characters had to live nearby each other, right? So they're all on an island, and it's like, who are these new people? But then I thought it'd also be funny if like sometimes when a DLC character gets added to a fighting game, to help them like better fit in the world, the developers will just like make up lore for the character to make it seem like existing characters already know them. So if your fan favorite characters like them, then you're more likely to like them too, because they have like a relationship, right?
Okay, yeah.
So for example, if Guile's brother got added to Street Fighter, it's like, oh, he's never had a brother before, but I guess he just does now.
He did actually.
Here's Guile's brother. Let's go. Yeah, he does. But I'm saying like that happens in the story. I think I'm gonna have it where like a character shows up and just somehow has random relationship with one of the existing characters, despite literally being born yesterday, but she somehow has a relationship with one of the characters. Like, oh, my sister, you're finally back from studying abroad. And it's like, what do you mean? She just came from the sky. And it's like, oh, how are your studies? And no one else like is buying it, but the other character who's like related to her is like, oh yeah, like my sister.
That's an interesting like meta commentary.
Mm-hmm. The other idea I had was it could be like a variant option for the comic. It's like, well, if you buy this, but you also get another copy of the comic where all the characters' outfit colors are different in the Player 2 pack.
Oh, that's funny.
So main dude wears blue and white. Well, in this version he wears green and red. Ooh.
Ooh.
That'd be pretty cool. Like for the cards too, I could have like color 2 for the trading cards. That is actually not a bad idea.
That's a good idea, actually, honestly.
That's a fun one. Because my idea for the colors were drastically different from the artist, because I did design the characters. I'm thinking about showing on Twitter like my original drawings for all the characters, and then how he usually simplified them, but in a good way. Like I was a bit over designed with my costumes and stuff, and he made them a bit simpler. But when I asked him to color it, I purposely did not tell him my idea for the colors, just to see what he would do and if his idea was better than mine. But it was really funny how often his color schemes were like the opposite of what I was expecting the character to look like.
Oh.
So for example, the main character David has like the blue palette, right? He's wearing blue because blue is like a very likable color, and it's like the nice guy color and all that. Blue's a very calming, loving color. He gave him a deep blue, like navy, but with like red accents on the edges, and he made him blonde. And I never pictured him being blonde. So I was like, whoa, it's interesting how different he thinks the characters look. Yeah.
So my suggestion is, you already said you were going to do it, so I'm not going to say what he's going to do for issue 2, but he already said he's going to do it, so I'm like, okay, good on you. You're going to make the series better now.
Still help your audience want to buy it. No, there's going to be a Scaly in issue 2.
Shut up!
There's going to be a lizard person.
You're not supposed to. How dare you spoil your own story? Oh my goodness, I need to be your manager.
I want them to invest for issue 2, because issue
you want to invest, so you tell my audience that you're going to put a Scaly.
Yeah. If it helps, if it helps. If you want Sonic to get his issue 2, we got to support issue 1. It's a great idea, actually, because originally I wanted an opponent for the Grappler Girl. She's going to be one of the main focuses of issue 2, because even though you have main characters in a story, I always appreciate writers who do a good job ping-ponging between the characters and making them all interesting and all kind of main characters in their own right, you know? Like, for example, Jujutsu Kaisen has some episodes where the main character like doesn't even show up, just to give more focus on the other characters, right? Yeah. I like when stories do that. So issue 2 is going to revolve more around this character. Issue 3 is going to revolve more around the other character. So I was like, who can be strong enough to fight the Grappler Girl? And I was like, oh, like dinosaur transforming lady would probably work. Like if she has a scaly transformation, like she could probably be a match, like alligator woman versus pro wrestler. Sounds like a pretty cool fight.
Especially if you just make her a bit like Reptile and she has invisibility, and then it's like, I'll go to grab you, and it's like, invisible, get away from you.
I was more thinking because she's slithery, like slippery scales, so it's not easy to grab or something.
But you have to have this one pop out from behind a tree like the Living Forest. Because I mean, you got a lizard person you're adding, you might as well have some kind of nod to like Reptile and the Secret Fighters.
I also thought it'd be kind of funny just now. I'm just thinking of it because I already for the cover wanted to have like them grappling each other, but I just thought it'd be funny if like the Snake Girl was partially wrapped around the pro wrestler, like, you know, constricting her, and the grappler has one arm free, like keeping her mouth at bay, and she's kind of like, oh, so that's what it feels like, because she's always the one grabbing people. That's how it feels to be crushed. Funny.
Yeah.
Also, I need to say this. So you're doing this thing that's like a big love letter to the FGC and to fighting games, but you are going to try and make every character relevant. How can you say this is a tribute to fighting games if you don't just pick like 4 characters and ignore everyone else? That's not very fighting game, dog. That's not very
10
fighting
characters
game.
have to be
Fake
jobbers.
Fan,
okay.
Fake fan. Fraud alert.
literally,
Well,
like
the jobber is the main
one
character,
person can
so
never
that's
win.
kind of ironic.
Yo,
Go ahead.
reptile main character. Yo.
Let's freaking go!
Let's go, baby. We need that issue too. Come on, I need that. I mean, we all need that. We all need it. Not me. Okay.
You know what? I just thought of something else because every comic issue is going to have variant covers. I could have like an evil what if scenario where the snake lady infects the entire island of our main characters. So the cover is just all of them being reptile people and being like, "What happened?" Like looking at their hands, kind of like, "Huh?" But they're all like reptile versions of themselves on the
gosh,
cover.
reptile invasion season. Damn.
Kind of like how Skullomania has that ending where he turns all the Street Fighter characters into Skullomania people.
The cover is either like designing like the characters like positions. It's either a nod to that or that Street Fighter EX ad where like Ryu and Chun-Li just looking at their hands turn into polygons from the 2D artwork and they're just fucking freaking out because they don't know what's going on. It's like one of those two, but for the lizard people. Oh, that's good. Also,
hail the Lizard
Queen. I hope you make the announcer into an actual character, like an MK. It's just like a.
There's an announcer character.
Oh,
yeah.
And also, I think it would be fun if you had like a character who's like really rich, so like a guy like in like gold suits and stuff, and all his jewelry and that, and sunglasses and everything. And he's the guy who can recover fastest because he can basically put money in the arcade machine. Because he's got plenty to spare, because he's rich.
You're really smart with these ideas, Snake.
So the poor people can't heal as fast because they're poor. They don't have as much money to put in the machine. This guy rocks up like dollar, and he can just come back really quickly. I don't know how well it works with the current setup, but there could be a way to make this work.
Yeah, so I have something opposite of that, but it's the same vein, like the same idea.
The opposite.
Well, in reverse. So there are really rich characters that get favoritism, but they're not winning fights or healing faster because they're rich. It's the opposite. When you're one of the best fighters, you're like given more privileges because in that region, the most important thing is fighting. So there's actually a hierarchy, a social hierarchy based on who's the best fighter. So the best fighters have the best luxuries, the best life, the nicest houses. They're pretty much celebrities, right? Whereas the people who can never win, like the main character David, is essentially homeless. It's never brought up like a woe is me kind of thing, but if you just pay attention, you'll notice that he's one of the only characters that's never shown like in their room or like their private apartment or whatever, because he doesn't have one. He's just outside training, like Ryu.
It's a Ryu situation.
Yeah, he doesn't have a house. And he's not downtrodden or sad about it, but
like take the Ryu archetype, the guy who just wanders the land and doesn't have a home and just wanders and fights. But like the reason he has no home and wanders the land, he's not. It's because he's a shit fighter, technically.
Yeah.
He loses all the time, therefore he's homeless. He doesn't do this and become like the big tough guy, and that's why Ryu wins all the time. It's almost the exact opposite. He wanders the land because he's homeless, because he's really bad at what he does.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And just for the record, everybody, David is not a bad fighter. He's just literally weak, like physically. We're going with like the video game idea, right? So even though his moves and attacks are theoretically powerful or should work, he just doesn't do very much damage. That's like the problem. He's got he's a Sub-Zero. He got nerfed really
I was
hard.
just thinking about Sub-Zero.
Really low damage. Yeah, his tool set is there,
but
he's got really low damage.
So he really
is
blue.
Sub-Zero. Yeah, he's Sub-Zero. But after he gets the buff,
please tell me he's got like an identical twin brother who wears yellow. Just as like a one-off joke. He's like, oh, you should train with my brother when we were kids, and it's like, oh, what happened to your brother? He went into theoretical physics. It's like something really random, like this guy's not a fighting game character because he's.
He's Scorpion, but he's a cowboy, and he uses the lasso instead of a spear. And says, "Get over here!
Get over to your partner. Get that partner for dude rich."
You know, we tried a bunch of stuff before we finally stuck on the phrase "get over here." We tried like come hither and get near.
Get
None of those worked. We had to go with get
over here. Just over here.
Come before
Come
me.
closer. None of them worked.
Actually, speaking of get over here, have you guys heard some of the intro dialogues with Omni-Man and like the Mortal Kombat characters?
Yeah.
No.
They're okay, because like I listened to some of them. I think one that was like pretty funny is that if you have Omni-Man fight Scorpion, I forgot what Omni-Man specifically says, but like Scorpion will say, "Get out of here." And I'm like, oh, that seems very obvious what you're doing there.
They love those kinds of references.
Awesome. I like the Sindel one.
He's been doing that for years. Like in Armageddon, his throw is that he grabs the opponent, like kicks them away, and gets them with the spear and pulls them back. And he was supposed to apparently say, "Get back here," but they didn't use it for whatever reason.
Oh, cool! You could actually. Oh, that's interesting. Although
you know, get down here, like in the movie.
Yeah. Get over yourself.
Get down. Oh, that's right. Get down here in the 95. Well, is there anything else you'd like to add, or should we use that as a transition to the next topic?
I guess I would say if you have any questions down below, feel free to ask, and I'll answer any comic questions that I'm at liberty to talk about. You already see that I'm going full Ed Boon. I'm just telling everything, so I'll probably answer everything you want to have answered.
Where can people
I recommend you highly consider
if they want to
buying
follow
the comic.
projects. If they want to follow the projects and get news and
That's
information
right.
and updates,
I'll
where
put
can
the
they
link.
go? People aren't going to go to look for the latest
I guess the
Sonic.
Indiegogo itself will have updates.
What about,
I was going to say I'm going to put the link in there
on
for
Twitter?
you.
Will there be updates on Twitter, dog? Or on your channel?
Oh yeah, I'm posting all the time about it on Twitter. I'm trying to dial it back on Twitter and post every now and then just my usual Mortal Kombat memes because people are more accustomed to that. So I'm trying to mix it up because for a while it was just the comic book because I was so excited about it.
Make MK memes with your comic.
Uh-huh.
I did that with
Mix the
Omni-Man.
audiences.
The Omni-Man video has him holding the comic. Did y'all see that?
Wait, really? I gotta see that. Recent one?
Yeah, my Omni-Man video where I showed like that cool exploit that everyone found. Well, it's not really an exploit because you're not breaking the game or anything, but Omni-Man, spoiler alert to anyone who doesn't know, Omni-Man is now like the highest damage meterless character in the game. People found out. So I made a whole video about that, and because it's interesting how it works because you're technically tricking the game to make the combo work, which is kind of interesting. But it makes him the highest damage meterless character in the game, right? And one of the top 3 damaging characters. Yeah, and at the very start, I'm like, wait, what's Omni-Man holding? And it's like it's my comic book in his hand, and I'm like, oh my god, is that my comic?
Good transition.
And yeah. I know some people. I saw only one comment so far. Only one person was mad that I keep advertising the comic. But it's like, what do you want me to do? It's like,
It's
it's
your
my
own
baby.
comic.
I'm so excited
Come on.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I have a project, I will show it because it's my project. You know, like it's different from a sponsorship.
What you need is you know how in like when they censored the fatalities for MK1 for certain releases, like when Kano reaches into the chest, he pulls out this weird black thing, and so people don't know what it is, and so they speculate: did he steal the wallet? Is that the fatality? Imagine that we like reach into someone's pocket and pulls out a copy of the comic, and he's like, "Ha ha!" And he's like, "No, I can't live without it." And they just die. Like,
We could even do like the fatality meme where he puts his arm over their shoulder and he's walking with them for a bit before he slams their face on the Walk of Fame.
Yeah.
I could have him like doing the walking with them meme and then just have like you cut to like a doorbell style, like when you open the door of a shop, and it's like him taking them to the comic store and just like Photoshop them. And it's like my
Come on,
comics
bro.
there.
I'll
It's like, I
treat
wanted to show you
you
this new
to a
comic.
top tier comic.
or Cassie with her intro where she's texting and she's like texting you about like when the comic's coming out or how much it is. Like, damn, when's issue 2,
yeah.
bro? Like, there's a lot
that
of
seems
meme
kinda
potential
funny.
with this.
Yeah.
That's a good. The Cassie one's a great idea. Damn, that's a really good one. That wouldn't even be hard to edit because it's just like blips on the screen.
Yeah. True. But yeah, you could. I'll put the link of your Indiegogo and like you did make a video about it in the description. So if you guys want to go and check that out. But yeah, if you had any questions, go pipe it in the comment. True Dog is actually going to be in the comment section this time. Woo! I mean, you do often leave a comment in the Combat Kings podcast, so that's totally. Okay, this is such a really weird off-topic thing because I just recently found out about this. Did you guys know that there's another podcast out there called Combat Kings?
No.
It's
Just makes me
Combat
angry.
Kings, but it's spelled with a Z at the end.
Oh, it's still K's also for combat?
Oh wait, is it? Let me see. Yes.
That's wild
Yes.
if it's still... No!
It is. and they're still updating. Wait, is it a podcast? I think I'm not. Yeah, it's a podcast, and I think it's like a wrestling podcast. So
Oh, okay.
I just think it's very funny. Yeah, that it's not Mortal Kombat, so it's totally fine. I just thought it was very funny that we have like, and I think maybe they came up with it first. I'm not too sure.
Well, as long as that Z makes it different, then we're still technically original. Like, we're still legally distinct. Yeah. That's how that works. There's even a famous band that purposely put a period at the end of their name. So, like, it's F-U-N, fun, right, is the band. But they put a period at the end, and that makes them legally distinct from a different band in Sweden that already had the name Fun and tried to sue them. They're like, no, we have the period.
Yeah, I think from the looks of it,
it's like I'm going to make a video game called Assassin's Creed, but the apostrophe is at the end of the F because there are multiple assassins, and that is legally distinct.
Oh my gosh!
Well, have y'all seen?
They're earlier than us, so they made the channel like 1 year earlier than us.
This is such a tangent, but this one guy, one of my favorite shows on Comedy Central, was called Nathan For You. And one of the things he actually did as like his own scam is he made a knockoff Starbucks called Dumb Starbucks. But the catch was the word dumb is really small and hard to see, but it's still like technically Dumb Starbucks. And so it's legally distinct. But like he was even going to a lawyer like, I'm thinking like Starbucks, but a parody. He goes, okay, yeah, parody's good. Parodies are great for marketing and they make you legally distinct. And he went, yeah, but I'm going to make the parody part like really small so they think that it's the real Starbucks. And he goes, that's not okay. Like part of the rules are you can't like catfish. Like you can't make it look identical to Starbucks. And then he's like, I'm going to make it look identical to Starbucks. He just goes through with that. Like he makes it literal, like it looks everything like Starbucks, but it's all knockoff bullshit. Like even when you go in to like purchase like a pastry with the coffee, the pastries were just bought from a nearby grocery store and the sticker is still on the pastries. Like he's just shamelessly upselling it.
Wait,
and he even got on the news for it. Like, it's a skit show, but like, well, it's not a skit because it is real. It's like a hidden camera thing. Like normally his show was about helping businesses succeed in bizarre ways. Like he would do things that actually work and would flabbergast like the person who runs the shop. Like, why does this work? Because the idea seems terrible. And he'd be in character the whole time, which is incredible because his character is being kind of like Sheldon. He's just stoic and doesn't laugh at anything or have a response to anything. But the things he says are like genuinely funny. So I don't know how he didn't break character I like all the time.
I like characters in shows and stuff.
There are some moments where he does break character in the background for a split second. He'll smirk and almost laugh, but he catches himself, and you're like, that's awesome. Like he's trying not to break character. But for that one episode alone, he did his own scam, like his own get-rich-quick business idea. And it got headlines on news. It was being covered on television. They're like, this man makes a parody, Dumb Starbucks. It took off like crazy. And like the line wrapped around the store. Like there was a crowd waiting to go inside. There were even scammers ripping off his scam. So people created fake merch with Dumb Starbucks on it, and they were selling it outside of his store to make a quick buck. Like they just stole his logo. And he's like, yeah, there's people who were like ripping off my ripoff.
That's hilarious.
It was great. It was a wonderful thing. And eventually Starbucks did tell him to cease and desist, and he had to shut the whole thing down. But he had it for like a week. Because the problem is he chose a restaurant, which is bad because there's so many legal things you have to go through to get approved as a restaurant. Like you have to like make sure your food passes like the FDA. You got to make sure that like it's all safe. The ingredients have to be listed, like, and all that. And he didn't do any of that. So technically, he could be poisoning people because like he doesn't get it passed by anybody. No one reviewed his stuff to say it's safe. So his loophole for that was, well, actually, it's not a restaurant. It's an art exhibit, but the art is coffee. So it's our artistic expression of coffee. Wow. And that actually worked. That was a legal loophole that bought him a couple more days before finally Starbucks stepped in and said, you got to stop.
Yeah, I just look it up. Yeah, 9 years ago, Nathan For You. Seems like a really fun time. I think I also just saw here like he has a breaking character compilation. So people really like to see him like when he's like the slight moments where he actually does accidentally break character and stuff.
Just to remind everyone why we went on that tangent, it was because there's a podcast with the same name as us. That's why we went on this huge tangent.
I thought that was pretty funny to bring that up. So, all right. We're going to finally talk about something. Well, technically speaking, it is Mortal Kombat, but not really because we're talking about Omni-Man. That's right. Omni-Man from Fortnite. I'm so excited to finally mention him. It's amazing. I'm not even joking. Did you know that he just came out on Fortnite?
Yeah, and
No, but why are we talking about Omni-Man again? I'm confused. We already had a whole thing about Omni-Man, I thought.
No, we never. He wasn't released yet.
Oh,
but well, the funny thing
So you're
is,
not.
I don't know if Omni-Man is completely capeless in Fortnite or if it's just an option for that. But we don't.
Yes,
we don't
you
have.
can take the back
we
bling
don't
off.
get a capeless option in MK.
That's right. Although I will say though, I think
booty cheeks.
MK people would rather have a K version than Omni-Man in Fortnite, because if you unfortunately like a big tragedy happened, this is like real life event tragedy. Yeah, they completely removed his ass in Fortnite, as you do.
Which is weird
unfortunately.
because they're not
like
against
Pyramid
that.
Head all over again.
Like Chun-Li,
Yeah.
Chun-Li looks. Hers is like nicely formed in Fortnite. Like, it's not like they're against the idea. So why?
Oh, there's no
Omni-Man?
crack. Yeah.
It's a square ass. The square ass. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny if it
took
was
away his,
because imagine if it was that they put theirs in, they're like, yeah, we've got a nice ass, and they were showing it off to the creators, like, well, here it is with him without the cape, and it's like, what is that? Get that ass out of there. But because NetherRealm never had the cape off, when they were showcasing the character, the creators never caught it, and so they didn't notice that he was like double cheeked up, and so it got to stay. I see. Rare NetherRealm
source.
Rare NetherRealm.
Absolutely, source material accurate. Source material accurate.
It's a super interesting topic too, oddly enough. I know it seems like we're just being pervs, but it's actually an interesting topic because comic book characters have always worn skin-tight outfits, and even their butt cheeks have always been perfectly like shown off. Like Spider-Man has so many covers where like he's double-cheeked, like he
in
really
comics,
is. One time, real story, one time in elementary school, my comic went missing, and I wonder who stole my comic that I brought to school that day just to show my friends. Turns out a couple of girls had stole it because Spider-Man's so hot. Like, he had a lot of butt shots in the comic, and they were looking at the butt page. So, like, the men are double-cheeked up. Like, Nightwing has a whole fandom for his butt cheeks. Like, the men and women, because they're wearing skin-tight outfits, really do just have their asses on full display. But what's funny is that, technically, if you're wearing a skin-tight outfit, the technology back then didn't exist for it to, like, go inside your ass crack like that. It would just be over the top of it, right?
Yeah.
So you wouldn't see the actual indent. But recently, because yoga pants took off like crazy, like they started adding those seams in the actual butt crack so that women can have yoga pants perfectly cradle their ass and even go inside like their crack. I've seen women react to that and go, "Oh my god, I can see your ass crack." Is that how it's designed? And it's like, yes, they've made them just actually skin suits for your butt now with some of those yoga pants. So ironically enough, we've come full circle where the once fictional, only in comic book world, magic skin-tight pants that hold your butt cheeks actually exist in the real world now. So I was gonna say that isn't even how it would be. It wouldn't be realistic. Then I was like, no, wait, I'm wrong. Those yoga pants do that. They go all up in there. So yeah.
What were you saying, Snake?
Plus the show Invincible does have a lot of ass shots.
Oh yeah.
For both the men and women. Like season 1 was purposely showing a lot of butt. Even when Omni-Man tosses his son across the earth, he does a pose with like his butt cheek just like in frame, and he holds that pose after throwing his son. Like his butt's just like right there. So they're aware. But I'm kind of mad now. I don't want to forget this idea, so I'm gonna say it real quick. I'm kind of mad because the whole reason the Mortal Kombat characters weren't added to Fortnite is because they were too violent.
Oh my gosh.
What the fuck is Omni-Man doing here?
See, Rick
that man is a
Sanchez,
genocidal monster.
Michael
Not
Myers,
only is he evil or a
Predator.
murderer, but he is a mass murderer with horrible ideals. Why is he in the game?
Alien literally
Like, Sub-Zero's a good guy.
Actually, you know what? How about I make you even more mad? Just because recently there's another news that's been like starting up in Fortnite. Again, we're gonna just bear with us, a little bit of Fortnite topic. There are skins that are currently being like not censored but like banned in Fortnite. Now, here's how it works. In Fortnite, if you play the regular mode, it's 12+.
Yeah.
But there are modes that you can play for children. That's like 7+. And now, literally, some of those skins cannot be shown, or you cannot pick the skins in the 7+ mode. And so it involves characters who fit two categories. One, monsters. So if your character looks too scary, you can't pick them. So I think like you can't pick the Predator, you can't pick the Batman Who Laughs, which is a skin too. And then the other category is if this character has a gun on their skin. So like there's a little gun next to their waist, like maybe some like a bullets on their shoulders, something like that. You cannot pick this character. So like I think literally some of the characters that you cannot pick are hilarious if you really think of the context, because it's the most family friendly looking character, but you can't pick them anymore just because they have like a gun next to their hips.
So does this mode just not have shooting in it? Because the game is a fucking third-person shooter, so presumably it would have to be like, oh, it's melee only.
They're all Nerf guns.
Because it'd be so weird to be like, oh, this character, this cowboy guy's got a gun on his hip. Well, no, he can't have that. Oh, but there's Spider-Man rocking an AK. That's fine. Like.
Well, no, okay. So
You're
yes,
the one getting
in those
smoked,
modes, you won't be able to use guns because there are like creative maps, like custom-made maps where it's just like, oh, fashion show, oh, adventure, running around, cosplay, kind of a thing. That those are the modes you can't. So literally, you won't be able to see guns. At least technically speaking, you won't be able to see guns.
Oh,
okay. But yeah,
that makes a bit more sense. All right.
But I mean, with that context in mind, you cannot play characters that fit the two things that I just mentioned.
Yeah.
But you can still play Omni-Man.
Yeah.
You can still play Michael Myers. You can still use these skins. Like they're still allowed.
Michael Myers is one of the scariest guys to like ever be created. Oh well. It's kind of annoying because I'm sorry. I want to apologize on behalf of my country. We are backwards. We think that violence is more tolerable than like nudity or like even just bare bones sexuality.
Dog.
Because I recall Fortnite also got shamed for having jiggle physics on the boobs, even though it was like very little jiggle physics. Even women were like, "Y'all do realize boobs bounce, right?"
We're all MK fans here, dog. We're well aware of this bizarre dichotomy that America has that just ruins everything.
Yeah,
like
we've gone through this, yes. And we're gonna go through
it
it
The
again.
Fortnite one is the funniest because you legit shoot people. The cat is so funny. Is the cat banned?
That cat's banned because it has guns. It's actually like their mascot. It's their mascot in the game, and you can't play it. And people are saying, "What is it too sexualized? We're shirtless?" No, it's because it's got little guns, that little cat guns. And I think the funniest one
that's
is
his Second Amendment right. Damn it, he's allowed to carry.
Do you know the singer known as Marshmello?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, you know? Okay, well, it doesn't matter. Marshmello actually is quite famous in Fortnite, even like
he's not a singer though, but I know him. Yeah.
And stuff. So here's the funny thing: the Marshmello character has a skin where it's just like a person with a marshmallow head. That's not banned. But the female version is. And it's like, why? Because if you compare them side by side, it's literally just the exact same model, except one's a female, one's not. But the female is. And people are like, oh, she has grenades next to her hips. Yeah, but the male one does too. Like, why?
Listen, if they didn't have double standards, they wouldn't have standards at all. Why is the lady... So I get to... Actually, you know what? I'm not going to say anything because I like this, but other people would ask this question. So I'll be devil's advocate and I'll ask their question.
Okay,
why is the lady version of Marshmello not wearing a shirt? Like she's wearing a sports bra and she's... her butt's covered by the hoodie, I guess, tied around her waist.
Fortnite does a thing which is very weird. It's like you can have a regular design of a character, but then the moment you have a gender swapped version of the same character, they will either, like you said, they'll be a bit more shirtless, and sometimes they won't even wear a mask. They will show their face. Where the male character, you can never take their mask off. So it's like it's a thing they do. Yeah.
Damn. I have the answer why though. I can almost guarantee I know the answer for why this is, but people would deny it.
Want that more?
It's probably because a lady designed the lady character. Like they probably had a guy design the male version and a lady designed the female version, and the girl was like, well, faces are pretty. Like women like showing their face. Like so it makes sense that they'd have their face showing. Women like to show skin. Shocker. I go outside. I have eyeballs. You can't lie to me about this fact. Women show skin. Like you, at least where I live in Texas. It's admittedly quite hot here most of the time. But that being said, even when it gets cold here, and it does get cold because we're a desert, it doesn't get like Canada levels, but it does get cold. Guess who still finds an excuse to wear shorts half the time? The ladies, because they just want to show off them legs. So you can't tell me this is not true. I will not be gaslit.
Sure.
Okay, sorry.
So, yeah, where are we going with this? Is there anything you guys want to mention with... actually, there is one thing I want to mention about Omni-Man's release, but get to that in just a bit. I think... Even though Dog has literally been like taking over 80% of this episode, I think he's the most qualified to talk about Omni-Man in terms of like how he is in the game and whatnot. You can just say a little bit since you already made some videos about him too. But did you mention a combo just then, right?
Yeah, I can make it quick. So when Omni-Man first came out, he didn't really excel at anything, but people did figure out he is the best counter zoner in the game. Like half of his moves beat projectiles. So in that regard, pretty good, pretty decent character. He has the best air combos, technically, because Natara has like the best meterless, but Omni-Man can do his dash for as long as you have meter. So very similar to Scorpion, who can keep enhanced air spearing you and bringing you back in for more damage in the air combo. Omni-Man can do that too. So theoretically, Omni-Man is like the most dangerous character to jump at, because he can jump in the air too on reaction, hit you with a string, and then just spend all 4 bars to get like 40% off an air combo. Right? It costs 3 bars, so not worth it most of the time. But if you're low enough on meter and don't have combo breaker, and you make the mistake of jumping on Omni-Man, he may kill you in the air. So those were Omni-Man's like 2 strengths, but they weren't like crazy enough to make him meta. Like he's not breaking the top 5 or anything with that. But recently, people discovered an exploit with one of his moves where he has a flying attack like Superman. He just flies at you like Superman, right? This attack tracks the opponent.
Oh.
And people thought that the reason the air version ground bounces is just because he's in the air. No. If the opponent jumps, he'll just fly at them and knock them down. The reason the air version ground bounces is because the opponent's below him most of the time, so he flies down at them. So what people found out is if you do the specific combo on the opponent, they'll be so close to hitting the floor the moment before his Superman fly hits them. So Omni-Man will go down to make sure he's still tracking them, and that's all the game needs to give you the ground bounce. So he gets the ground bounce when he's not supposed to.
I see.
And it gives him new combo routes. Yeah, and it gives him like 40%. I think it's 43% meterless without a jump in is his damage now. Yeah, and it's good. It's a good combo.
Most Omni-Man combos I see is get them into the air and then pop out, pop out, pop out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's Omni-Man in a nutshell.
Someone I didn't knew, and I don't know if this is a thing you can do, but like, is that possibly, can you infinite that, or is like there's a limit of how many times you can do it?
The air dash?
Yeah.
It costs a bar each time you do it a second time. The first one is free. After you do it a second time, it costs a bar. Third time, 2 bars. Like, so you can't do it indefinitely.
Okay, I see. So the thing I want to bring up is it's a small. I'll bring up a smaller thing. I think Steak, you'd like this kind of stuff. So Omni-Man joins the roster, and now we see all the DLC characters on the roster, except for the cameo fighters. They're still hidden, even though literally on their site they say who they are now, right? I think that's
The reason is because the images they use are taken from the trailer for the actual fighters, whereas
you took away what I was gonna say already.
Whereas the other character, whereas like if they don't have Mavado's design yet, what would they do? Just use his Deadly Alliance render? That would look really weird. I mean, it looks weird enough as it is now. They probably should have had something else as like a placeholder, but. Yeah, it's also really
I just took a screenshot in the game.
It's also weird that they've moved the thing to the middle, like the dragon logo. That's there.
Yeah.
In the middle, like,
it threw me off. I thought it went away.
It's like that should just be a random select at this point. If they're not going to fill it in, just make it random select.
I mean, I'm sure they're going to fill in more characters eventually. So yeah,
I'm also not giving up hope that's meant to be a creative fighter. I'm not giving up hope.
Ooh, hopefully. So if you look at the renders of the other DLC characters, literally they're taken from the trailer. You can see like the sunlight shining. And Omni-Man is like this. Where in the trailer he does this, so you know that's the render. But in here it's not that. It's a new render. So that's a pretty funny thing I noticed. Like
what's really funny is the little thing at the bottom where you're telling you to go to the store and they have like a little banner image to represent it. Before Omni-Man came out, it was like the full DLC roster together. But now it's just Omni-Man. Oh. It's just Omni-Man on his own. So he just stood there on his own in the middle of a field, trying to look tough. And it's like he looks like such a bell end on his own.
A bell end.
Yeah. I do think in terms of the gameplay stuff, the most interesting thing, at least not just the air combos, is the Viltrumite stance. Like that one move that has like 8 moves in it or something. It's just like, wow. Because I think we were predicting like, oh, is this a parry? Or what does this part do? Is it this? It's like everything. It's literally everything. It's like, wow. It's insane. Oh, also, I'd like to mention me and Brusk. I think thank you very much. We were right on our last podcast when we said you can use all the variations for Tremor. It was not just, you pick it in the select screen. You use it in the game. So he has like.
Well, you can't use him at all
moves.
yet because he was delayed, or he's later.
Well, he will be out when this episode comes out. At least I think.
Damn.
that still blows my mind that they're not releasing the cameo fighters and Omni-Man at the same time, or like the DLC characters. It's like, here's the DLC character. Now wait 2 weeks for the cameo fighter.
It makes sense, like marketing wise, I think. But the funny part to me is I can now picture in my head a scenario where somebody is like, oh yay, time to play the new characters, and they see Omni-Man. And he has that weird glitch where he's locked, but he's not locked. You can still play as him, but he has that. You can see
on my screen right now. You see the lock.
Yeah, they're kind of like, wait, I can't. Oh, I can, no problem. So they go into training mode. They try to pick Tremor, and Tremor's actually locked. They're like, oh. I picture the meme of like scratching their screen, trying to like free him. Why can't I play Tremor? They go on Google, like, why is Tremor not available? Why can't I play Tremor?
Because like, he is in the files.
They're really confused.
All of his skins are in the game now. We've seen that they're all. There's a red one, and the rest are brown. So it's like it's the thing I worried we were going to be. Like I was thinking, would it be really cool if they were just like, let's just look at all of his variations and make colours based on that. So you got the basic brown. Here's the gold one. Here's the crystal one. Here's a malted colour scheme based on Snowblind. No, just generic brown. Earth tones, people. Earth tones. It's like, why? It's bad enough that his design is repurposed from characters who were already in the game as cameos, to give him a design he never had, but you can't even give us some interesting colour schemes. It's just brown. Did you think that we can't have crystalline because that's green? And we might want to put classic reptile in here at some point. We can't risk the green colours. Fuck you. Give us something decent for once. Common Netherrealm L. Common.
Don't worry, Snake. You're gonna have your rage moments in the next section eventually too. But that really does give me a gigantic freaking concern too. So Omni-Man is out, and you can also unlock mastery for this character too. Which, if you want the invincible color palette for him, you have that. Which I think that's like a fun one that you can get.
And Adam Eve.
Yes. Yeah. And only to level 20, unfortunately. So it's like, that's way lower than every other character in the game. But the biggest issue that I see with this is he has no ult. There is no second skin. Now that might be okay, guest character, so who cares? I don't fucking want to wear that for Ermac. No. I don't want that Takeda default skin. I want other ones. And are you telling me that they're not gonna have it? I hope it's only for guest characters, because that might be a possibility, but
that can happen sometimes. But because sometimes it's like, I remember in Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate they had that color customization, and you couldn't use that for I think Sulfitia, because she was a guest character, and the Dead or Alive characters. Anyone else on the roster you could, but you couldn't with them. So it might be like a rights thing where some people might be like, well, we don't want you put in having all these weird other costumes. It could also be because Omni-Man doesn't have a ton they can really draw from it. What are you going to do? Viltrumites, normal suits, but then what do you do with the cape customization, or just like a normal casual clothes? I can understand why you might have a cape. Might be limited. Why you could have limited options, but then it's like, so is Peacemaker just going to rock up with the one outfit and that's it? Is Matt going to be stuck with that design? Quan Chi, are we not going to get anything cool for these characters? There's really nothing. Because I forget whose video it was. I watched someone, I think it was Dog's video, talking about how Spawn got 4 costumes, and even those weird ones where it's like, this one's like an MK-ified version of Spawn, MK-ified version of Joker. That was really cool. Where's my MK-ified Omni-Man, or like my MK Special Forces version of Peacemaker? Why is there no cool stuff there? I mean, hopefully, the best case scenario is it's just Omni-Man and everyone else is going to be better. Probably not, though.
Okay. If you're gonna do this to guest characters, fine. I mean, I hate this, but whatever. But if I can't change that default Takeda skin, bro, I'll be kind of pissed, because I'm not a big fan of that current look of his right now. Or Ermac, for sure.
Some people are coping even harder than that, Snake. Some people think that Omni-Man will get DLC costumes, just not yet.
In the future.
Maybe when Tremor comes out, maybe he'll get his costumes. Maybe when the other characters come out, he'll get his costumes. And it's like, I just don't think they will. And it's a shame, because like you said, I'm talking too much, but there's so many costumes they could have given Omni-Man just from the show alone. Like, he's got at least 3, like, right off the bat you could give him.
That's right.
And, yeah.
Oh,
well.
Anything else you guys want to mention about Omni-Man? I think he's not bad in terms of, like, gameplay stuff. He's, I do think he's distinct enough compared to, like, Injustice Superman.
Oh, yeah. I love the super speed. It works against him sometimes because there's something that happens with him that I was worried would happen, and it feels like an oversight. I don't think it's meant to function this way. Omni-Man's fatal blow goes past projectiles, which is good. It makes sense that the guy who can fly and who literally flies behind you to hit you is meant to be like a counter-zoning kind of fatal blow. Like, his super is meant to counter keep away, right? If Liu Kang is spamming fireballs, you can anticipate, do fatal blow, and hit him, right? Here's the issue. After he punches them in the back, to look cool, he flies in front of them and punches them in the face. Like, he flies around the world twice, right? On the way back to the front, he can still get hit by the projectile. So you can land the fatal blow. He flies back in front and still gets hit by the thing.
Interesting.
if you do it too soon. Yeah. Like, Reptile counters Omni-Man super hard because his force ball is slow. So even his fast force ball, you'll punch him in the back of the head, fly in front, plop, and get hit and go straight in the air and get launched for a full combo. And it's like, come on, NetherRealm. Like, so many other games make it to where when you land even a tiny bit of the super, the character goes invulnerable. That way, like, it plays out how it should to avoid glitches and stuff. Just give that to Omni-Man. When he lands the back punch, just let him be invincible for the rest of the animation. Like, when you invincible.
When you when you have fatal blows like Johnny and Reiko, you know,
yeah.
All I've got to say is I found one amusing thing is, you know, the move where he just like crosses his arms and like launches forward and like knocks the opponent back.
Yeah.
And there's like a brutality off that where he goes right through them and they explode. If you land that brutality in the corner, at least on like, I noticed at least on the far left of the Tarkatan colony stage, if you get them with that, you can go right through and go off stage and just not come back. And
really?
Yes, it's just like, it's like brutality and it's just like a lump of gore and no victor. So that could be fun for meme potential to get that, and it's like you're there underneath brutality. It's like, yeah, I turned this person to mulch. It was me.
I want to mention something about that move, by the way. I friggin' love that move. It's so funny, and I've seen people making comments being like, oh, what a lazy animation. It's literally just moving the character on the axis just over and stuff like that. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah,
shut up. It's
point.
the best thing ever. And people say, make him do like this so he's hitting you with your chest. The point of the move is you're in his fucking way. That's it. That's the point of that. Just hit. That's it. It's such a BM move, and I love it.
How could you not understand that the point is to show that it's effortless? If he's exerted himself in some way, that's not effortless. Like, it's like, I know people joke about it, like the Atom in Injustice 2, that he the way he shrinks down as his crouch. that like, I know it's a little, you can see it as lazy, but I think it's amazing and just writing character. Yeah, you would if you can shrink, you shrink down. I mean, we saw the action scenes in Ant-Man. Ant-Man shrinks to dodge punches all the time. It just makes perfect sense. It's great.
Yeah.
So sometimes it can look lazy, but if you actually think about it, you can understand why it's done that way.
Yeah, I just really like that. I think that move is
straight
funny.
from the show too.
Exactly.
It's straight from the show. There's a part where Omni-Man does that exact move on one of the humans to like kill them. Yeah. So whoever criticizes that animation, fake fan. Fake fan. Fake fan.
I think the overall thing to mention about Omni-Man is give us a capeless version and we'll forgive all your sins, NRS, okay? That's all we're saying. Okay. So now it's time to go for the Megan Fox screech. Because that's where we're going next with our conversation. Invasions Season 2. Invasions Season 2 came out. This is, well, for me at least, I saw a message that Snake said he beat it within like 4 or 5 days. That's why he's going to talk about it on the podcast. I'm like, shit. Well, in order to join in the conversation, I beat it in 2 days. And I'll say right now, do not do that. Do not put yourself through that misery of beating it within 2 days. Beat 1 mesa a day. Do not go through 6 mesas plus the keys within 2 days. You will feel absolutely miserable, and like you will want to like Minecraft game end yourself. But anyways,
you'll want a quitality life. They have
quitality,
made improvements. There are genuine improvements over the last season.
objectively, I have to admit that this season, despite feeling more miserable for my own sake, there are fixes. There are better things compared to the first season.
It's just that there are some things that. There are some things that are a little worse. Like some of the talismans or relics or whatever are just lies. Like this one, it's like, it gives you start with a super move, but also disable special move, which includes the super move, so you can't even use
relics. It's called relics. The talismans are the abilities.
Literally, no one cares. Anyway, so
because I actually think the talismans this season are way better compared to the last one. And the last one, it's just fireball.
Yeah,
ooh, stronger punch. And in this season, you get like freaking squirrel with a chainsaw on like the cleaner and stuff, like raining like meteors. Well, there are more fun ones this time.
I'll use two of them. One, which is the one I use for most of it, which is the Bo' Rai Cho fart one, because it's still the best one. I had a really funny time when I beat Tanya, but I just used like 4 in a row, and they all stacked, and she was just there coughing like. And the thing is, that cough thing counts as a hit if you during finish him or finish her. So she's there coughing, it's a hit, and it's like, well, that's it, she's lost. But she's still getting stun locked by the 4 gas clouds after that first hit. So I'm just sat there with nothing to do for like 10 seconds, waiting for the clouds to disperse so she can die, and then I can move on to the next fight.
So you have her call. Yeah. Trust me, I love that. I use that fart talisman once I got it too, constantly, and. I just decided thinking, because that fart talisman does come up with some pretty funny scenarios, so I actually decided to record some of them. I can show you guys some of the ones that happen. That's actually one of the things I did enjoy, just seeing the scenarios that will happen with the fart talisman. So
now the AI knows how it feels to get stun locked by that damn coughing fit.
I titled this video, "You Are Already Dead."
The other one I used was this one that summons these saw blades along the ground, like 3 of them, and if one hits the opponent, you get full meter. So for the challenges where it's like, use 25 meter segments, I'm just like, hit them with that. And it's also great because it's not like it's each use of the move counts as one, because the first one hits full meter. Use an enhanced special. By the time that's done, the 3rd blade will come up and hit them, and then it'll refill again. So you can just keep doing that. It's great. It's really helpful for some of the challenges. Unfortunately, some of the challenges are still dumb and bullshit. Like, they still have the whole go into training mode 5 times. Why?
Oh, you're talking about the daily missions, right?
Yeah.
Not the... Okay. You're going for those. I see.
Yeah, I mean, it's something to do to get more currency while you're playing through the mesas. It's still frustrating, though, all the stuff relating to the skins, for example. I think the selection we got this time are better. I wish they weren't grey. I wish they were white skinned or just generally pale, but it still works. I mean, the blood looks good, especially on someone like Baraka. He looks fantastic with all this blood all over his mouth.
I like a Liu Kang one. I remember I got a Liu Kang one that's pretty good too. My boy Reptile. I like what they did. I'm not going to use it, but I did like what they did.
The ninjas in red look good. Like Rain has a black and red one where he just looks like Ermac, and it's like, there's your Ermac, guys. So there's some really good ones in there. It's just, I think it still has the issue of, why are these only for 2 skins? Why do we have 6 to 8 recalls per character for 2 skins and not the 3rd one? Like, why do we not have this vampire color scheme for Evil Scorpion, for Evil Sub-Zero? Why is it that the only colours they get are the basic ones that are going to come as part of the invasion seasons? Why?
I have to join in on that, because that's one thing I'm really complaining on too, because it's like, it kind of involves with the DLC characters not getting an alt too. It's like, the alt colors that you get are only for your base default costume or for the most part, the good guy Titan versions in the story mode, your other alt of the character. And for some of the characters, that really fucking sucks, because I hate that Reptile skin. So every time I get the alt skin for Reptile, I'm like, fuck off. It's like, this color can be given to something better, but no. There's an evil Reptile, but he's not going to get all these colors now.
Especially when the color palette's theme is evil blood vampires. Why is it not the evil versions? Like, why is it Johnny Cage in his that weird, stupid default costume from the render, with like the workout outfit, and not like the one with the comb over and like the evil Craven, the hunter jacket? Why is that not the one who gets it? And it's like,
well, actually, Snake, there's a canonical reasoning.
It's the exact same issue that came up with the Combat League last game, like the Edenia theme one, for example, where everyone gets purple. It's the same costume twice, just with 2 different shades of purple that are barely any different. Why not pick 2 different costumes? Why is it not default Geras and alternate Geras? Why is it just the one costume getting 2? So here it's like we're getting 3 colours, like grey and red, and then like maybe like black and red or something.
There's white too.
Some of those might yeah. Well, I think that's a separate thing. I think that's an Omni-Man colour scheme. I think it
really?
That's the impression I get. Because they're not in the store. They're just in the game.
They're in the shrine.
Yeah, so I think those might just be like an Omni-Man thing, which could bode well for like some cool red and blue ones with Peacemaker, or some black and yellow with Takeda. So it is a problem that it's like, yeah, we've gone from Fire Season to Blood Season, but also Omni-Man. That's a lot of red. Like they probably should have.
Yeah.
Maybe the thought process was, well, we'll do Vampire for Season 2 because that's October, because Halloween. Even though it started in November, so they missed that. The next one is Ice, so that's obviously meant to match with Winter, but that probably should have come first, so it's going to go yellow and red to blue to black and red, just to have some more variety. But I think it would also really would help if it weren't just like, here's 3 colour palettes for the same costume that have the same colours, just slightly tweaked around a bit, and it'd be like why can't Johnny
Dog is back. Okay.
Why can't Johnny have blood colours for his Indiana Jones outfit? Like that, is that outfit just not going to get any more colour palettes? Is it just going to be more for the default 2? Where's my vampire Jean-Claude Van Damme? I want vampire Jean-Claude Van Damme.
True.
Fuckers.
So there's actually
Vampire
one thing.
Omni-Man sounds pretty scary.
There's one thing I did want to mention is like the story this time, because I think other than me and Snake, Dog doesn't know the full story. So do you mind if we just spoil it then?
Go for it.
Okay, because in my opinion, this story mode is very basic compared to last season's. I liked the last season's what if scenario with Scorpion, but this time it's just. So you remember Natara kind of sucks in the story mode this time? Well, what if she didn't suck? That's right. She's coming to invade our world, and we gotta stop her.
But she does still suck because she's a vampire.
And that's true.
And she's been she's been doing that to a lot of people in this new era. She's been doing that a lot. She's been turning people into her vampire minions. With vampire vibes.
There's one thing before we get to like the end part is when you fight a boss, Liu Kang will pop up and give you a bit of like a story narration. I find it very funny that the first time he pops up, he's like, my favorite disciple, Raiden, has been he converts the heroes into like evil vampire characters, which is like why they have that variance in the game. But he's converted my baby disciple Liu Kang into a vampire. Don't kill him if you can, please. Just please don't kill him, okay? All right. Next fight, Melina. She's fucking dangerous. Do not hold back. Fucking kill her. It's just Sindel. Oh, she's deadly. Yeah. Do not hold back. She's gonna mess you up. We don't kill her.
That's one that confuses me because the Raiden one makes it sound like the bosses are the main timeline versions turned into evil vampires, and the ending supports that because in the ending we see Smoke, Kung Lao, and Katana transformed, and it's like Smoke and Katana still can't escape the mind control curse. But the point is, it's like. So, where's this Sindel from?
So this is, I have to assume this is a what-if scenario. The invasions. If they come out and say invasions is actually canon, I'll fucking laugh my ass. I'll be wow, that's hilarious. So this has to be a what-if scenario. But okay, by the way, let's explain the ending. I'm gonna explain the ending to Dog. So the cutscene shows up. It's like Natara is so strong that it makes our Vertonians look pathetic in comparison. It's like, wow, you really had to go there, but okay. And then afterwards, like they win. They start burning up Natara. However, Natara's influences have gone too far, and all the heroes have become like evil, pale, bloody characters involving Smoke and Katana. So. Snake is like, not a fucking again! Katana being mind controlled again! We can't get one game without that!
And Smoke. Smoke as well.
Smoke, that's right.
Yeah, Smoke dies again.
So the way they counter this is Liu Kang is like, I'm gonna go to a world where Vertonians are actually good guys and ask them to help reverse the effect. And everyone's happy. GG's. That's the story mode, basically. And it's the good guy Natara from skin from like the Armageddon one.
Yeah.
Oh, not the Armageddon.
I have a couple of interesting
choice.
things to talk about with that, then, or critiques, or I guess just questions.
Yeah.
Because there's no like canon lore for vampires, obviously, because they're not real; they're fictional. Like, for example, some people say that vampires can be hurt by silver, just like werewolves. They're not like toxic to it like werewolves are. Like, it's not a guaranteed GG, but silver does hurt them. And then some say they can't even cross moving bodies of water. Like in Castlevania, there's a whole scene where they debate, is that true about us? Can we not cross rivers? Is that actually a thing that we can't do? It's been a while since I crossed a river. I genuinely don't know. Can we cross bodies of water? So here's my question. I know in some mythos for vampires, if you killed the lead vampire, it changes everyone back.
Not here.
Like if you could theoretically kill Dracula, that's then everyone turns back.
Yeah, here it's like other Natara does like a ritual with some of her followers to like turn everyone back.
I know, but
I'm just
theoretically that would have been a nice way to fix the problem. It's like, oh, you kill her, and then they're all back to normal.
It would have made sense, but I wonder if the idea was, well, we want to present the idea that not all Nataras are evil. There are good ones. Because like she really did get the short end of the stick. I mean, the whole thing is, what if the vampires were bad guys, and the only vampires we've ever seen are bad guys? So they want to be like, well, there are good guys here, which is funny because Natara is treated very differently from Scorpion. Scorpion is defeated and he's chained up, and then Liu Kang's like, I understand his pain.
I gotta help him.
I will help. I will search other timelines. Oh, here's a Harumi who lost her Hanzo, basically pulling what happened with Black Canary and Green Arrow in Injustice. And he's like, I'm going to send him over there. And they're husband and wife will reunite and kill Quan Chi. It's like, yeah, that's cool. Here it's like straight up, here's Natara getting incinerated by Liu Kang, just destroys her.
Yeah.
It looks like
fuck this Natara.
It's like, you know when like Sunfire destroys a vampire, it looks like that, but it's just Liu Kang shooting fire at her. Like he can just do that. He just like, and she's like, yeah. And I guess that timeline's going to die now because there's no Titan. Presumably she's the Titan there and she's just dead. So
good point, yeah.
So I guess that timeline's fucked too. Like Liu Kang just casually murdered trillions.
To be fair, that timeline was all just evil vampire people anyway. So good riddance, genocide. Yeah.
One of the funny things.
It's a shame because I love when stories are morally gray. Like they could have had it to where like Natara is evil in the sense that she's a vampire, or her species is evil because they consume sentient things like humans, right? Yeah. They drink blood. But the twist could have been, well, our planet, because we're all like a hive mind, like they're all on the same kind of wavelength, you know? They're like, well, our world has no wars. Like we never have war against each other. Our world, we don't use technology. We live off the land. So like we don't have global warming, no pollution in the oceans. Like we're not dumping oil. We're not doing any of that. Like, so our world is better than your world. You may think we're evil, but we're doing a better job taking care of things in that regard. Like, that could have been cool, but no, it's revealed they like ate everything on their planet already. Like they consumed everything.
They're just evil.
So they're actually way worse than us in every regard.
There's no interesting aspect about Natara even from the story. Then does not seem like they carried any of that in Invasions. Yeah.
One of the funny things with the skins is that there is actually a vampirized Natara skin.
It's a white, pale, bloodied version.
Yeah. A version of Vampire Natara who's been turned into a vampire.
She's been re-vampired.
The one interesting thing I will say about the ending of this is the fact that they are bringing in the alternate good guy Titans into these Invasion story endings, because I almost thought 90% like, oh look, it's a good guy Bi-Han. You can play as him at the end. You can play as good guy Rain. You can play as good guy Shao, but they're never going to be used at all. They're just there for place. They're just there because we need a placeholder and we can't have the original be there and stuff. Yeah. But seeing good guy Natara makes me give a bit more hope, saying, okay, I actually kind of want to see more like good guy Bi-Han or something. You know, see what they can do with that. But yeah, other than that, it's kind of boring, this Invasion story mode.
But it is the thing of, like, the evil ones are going to get the focus because it's the premise of Invasions is to invade them from the other timeline. So
you're unlocking their skins, too.
So at most, the good one will pop up and be like, I'm going to help out against him. Like, oh, here's, like, pulling Injustice 2. Here's good Bi-Han to fight evil Bi-Han, and that'll be it. Or maybe they'll pull a thing in it. Here's Kuai Liang. I mean, that could be an interesting development if it's like, here's a Bi-Han who lost his brother, and that's a big part of his downfall, why he's so evil. And then it's like, well, what if he meets a Kuai Liang? Whether that's a Kuai Liang Sub-Zero from another timeline, or Scorpion one, or maybe he's gonna maybe he'll be like Onslaught Noob, where he sees Kuai Liang in Shiryu colors, and he's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? What is this? Get this shirt off!
What the
bastard.
frick are you doing?
Like,
they murdered our clan."
He paints this picture of himself as really unflappable, but he gets really tilted when he sees Kuai Liang in the yellow colors, and he's so upset. He's like, "Haha, loser, brother! Haha, idiot, loser, traitor, Shiryu colors." It's so funny.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of funny to think like what can they do after Sub-Zero, because it's like we know now. I'm thinking who is gonna get a season, because we know Geras ain't getting one because we can unlock his skin in the shrine.
Sindel
Baraka already has his Titan. Oh yeah, Evil Sindel we can unlock in the shrine too. Titan Shang Tsung ain't, because you can get his skins already. You can get Dark Shao, right? You can get the Evil Shao like with the hoodie. I meant some of those variants. So I'm guessing that means no Shao. So
I've not
come
seen
on,
that.
Reptile.
Unless
let's
they
go. Come on.
just added it. I've not seen it.
you can have hooded Shao. He was a reward for the Combat League.
You can unlock,
right.
you can unlock different like colors, but you can't unlock the original Evil Shao. Just like you can't unlock Titan Shang still in the fucking game. It's like that's the one I want. I need that. But you still can't get it.
But you can
get a dark red variant, but you can't get the light
colours. That's the version that gets the alternate.
Yes.
Good Shang Tsung is not available at all yet, as far as I'm aware. For him, for some,
you can get him from the level of 18.
Oh right, but his ultimate palettes, the ultimate palettes for invasions are the evil one for him, not for the other characters.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's what he.
And you can't get Evil Shang Tsung, but you can get his colors. Huh. And so that means none of his good guy variants is getting the alts then. Huh. Okay. That's interesting. That's a food for thought. To be fair though, I do think it's good that it's on Evil Titan Shang, because he is more important in the story and more iconic in design and whatnot. Still, so I think that's a good change there.
Oh, we're gonna get Dark Raiden season, for sure.
Makes sense. Yes.
I'm curious about one thing.
But the question is, will we fight the actual Dark Raiden, or will it be the actual skin you can get of the young Raiden in that outfit? Because that's the version you get when you play as him.
I hate that. It's
in
cursed.
In the detail in the files, like right now the renders, it's the current Raiden wearing the Dark Raiden costume. Yeah, so I feel like
that's what will unlock. But for the version you fight, or is that going to be the idea? Is like it's a timeline where a mortal Raiden was corrupted by like a Dark Raiden, and because he's the new Dark Raiden. Like that's the idea.
Who knows? I think eventually we'll get the Dark Raiden and even Old Man, like good Titan Raiden in the story mode eventually, but like hard to say.
I really think that they should do, even if it's just like the how the Jean-Claude costume for John, it's the same lines. It's not a Premier skin like Injustice 2. It's the same dialogue. It's just that it's him doing the voice.
Lovely thumbnail.
If they did the same there with Raiden, like all the same lines, still treated like the same character, but it is the voice of the older Raiden, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, that'd be not bad. Dog, were you gonna say something just then?
Oh, I just had a question about how you get classic Nitara, because I saw that's like an option. Is that just in the data files, or is there a way to actually unlock?
Oh, you mean 3D era Nitara? You mean 3D era Nitara?
You can do the evil version. And I was the fool. I thought that the evil version, because it already has the bedazzled bra, I thought when I saw the classic version that it was just that outfit, but they just changed the color palette to look more classic. But the bra's different too.
Yeah.
It's just got studs instead of being spikes.
It's clearly they drew on the original design for that, because we are in the era of only villains can be sexy. In terms of outfits,
no pants still though. She's still wearing pants. She's forced to wear pants.
Also, I don't know what it is, but I swear when you do the fatality with that outfit, the game slows down, because consistently.
Oh really?
Because consistently, I get like slowdown on the fatality at least when I'm wearing that costume. I never noticed it with the other one, so that costume might be causing problems. The evil one. I don't know about the classic one. That might be fine. But
if
I assume that's I assume that'll be in the shop soon. But I'm holding on to my Dragon Crystals until there's a costume that actually looks like the original.
We'll get into that later because I think that's a fun topic to get into. But if you want to get all the evil Natara skins, you beat her and then you go through again, just like Hanzo. You go the evil Scorpion. You go through like you have the key to go through each of the mesas again to get those.
But unfortunately, this is where another of the big problems with this mode comes in is that every one of these fights is a 2-rounder where the opponent's got armor.
Yeah.
And it's just not fun.
It's way harder.
It's not fun. It's not even difficult. It's just not fun because you do multi-hit attacks and they just no-sell the first one and just counter and punish you. And it's like
it's not testing
your skill. It's literally just the opponent has the ability to choose not to actually play by the rules.
So there was in one of the mesas there was a Geras who had like infinite armor, and all that Geras did was like set up hourglass, rewind, so if you hit me, I get my health back, set up hourglass with infinite armor. So I would just like keep hitting it. I'm like, what are we doing? What the it's just like infinite loop of
their armor does wear off. You just gotta hit them a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I beat him obviously. I didn't find that annoying. I found it really funny, just seeing like infinite armor Gears set up, rewind, time stop, set up.
Legit the meme of Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, like in the end.
Oh, literally,
the Y over and over again. He's just.
So let me say, I'm gonna give some tips. I'm gonna say this right here: do not go through every single fight. There is some people who have made pictures, like here, I'll send one right here, where you can actually just go straight to the chests, go straight to the bosses, the keys, and ignore all the other empty spots. You can save about 30 to 20% of each of the mesa time by not going to any of these. I 100% of the first two, and eventually I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? There is no point to this. You just get a little bit more experience and money. Screw this. I'm just gonna start going.
Yeah, I kind of realized that was the case too. I was like, because even the very first Mesa Sonic is like a grid in that garden area. Like it's a literal grid. Like I'm like, I'm pretty sure I can just. And like you can't just kind of bypass
literally
all of it.
And despite the last season having a bunch more like bad things and complaints, you do at least get some like talismans if you go through some of those, and they're useless in the long run, but you do get something. In this you get nothing. I go to an end of a row and I'm like, okay, I beat it, I can't go forward, I got nothing. What the fuck was the point of me going this way? Kind of a thing. There's a couple of times you do that. So look at the map and make sure where you go. Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't it make sense if they were like, well, here's the alternate color palettes, and you get one for each mesa, you 100%. Like, wouldn't that just make sense?
Yeah,
like, just
give you more incentive to,
Because for me, Sundo, for example, I'm on 98%. The one I didn't do is one of those god-awful survive challenges, which are worse this season than they were last time. And it's like the blood one. And so the best option, really, honestly,
sideways or on the top?
The one that comes from the top is actually pretty good, but like the one that's coming from the side is just bullshit. And it's like the best option, honestly, is just to find a character with that element, like Natara, for example. Here, redo all the stats, give her like max health or defense. Well, I guess with health, and then just try and tank as much of the damage as you can. That's the best way to do it, honestly.
Let me give you guys a tip about this, because I saw people complaining about the survival mode on Twitter, and I played through it. I thought it was fine. And my tip is, so when I play Invasions, I just try like 1 or 2 new characters this season. So this time you see me playing Raiden. I played Raiden like 80% of the time. And I put all my stats in attack so I can just speed through the entire thing as fast as possible. The moment I get to survive, now the thing is, this is kind of a negative, but at the same time, in a way, a positive. When you pick another character, it will like reset the points for that character. So if I put all my abilities on attack for Raiden, I pick Kung Lao, he gets nothing. I have to like manually pick it again or automatic it. So what I do is I have a character with max attack, and then I have Scorpion with max like health and defense. I bring Scorpion into these survive missions, and they're usually like time to switch to Scorpion so I can have an easier time, counter the blood effects and stuff like that. The one survive mission that really pissed me off, and when I succeeded, I was like, fuck yes, even though I don't get shit for that if I'm not mistaken, is the one where you have to hit 10 meteorites. You remember that one?
Yeah. See, my trick for that was to use Baraka, because he's got that move where he like does that with his blades, and that can I guess most of them. So you just stand in the middle and just do that. Some will hit you from behind, but if you've got enough health, you can tank it enough to hit all those. It does require a little bit of timing to hit them, but I found that the easiest way to. I'm sure there's another character who is way easier, but.
The issue with that one is if you hit it, okay, great. But if you hit it and it still explodes and hits you, it doesn't count. So you have to hit it very precisely.
Which is why Baraka's blades like give him even like just the Wrecker gives him an advantage because he has the range. Whereas like other characters, like why would I risk just trying to punch it when it's probably just going to hit me if I don't time it exactly right? So
that's why I struggled a bit with Scorpion on that one.
And then you got the laser one, where the starlight laser from fucking MK11's coming down. Where you have to bait the laser and use that to destroy most of the projectiles, especially at the end when the big one comes at you. You have to bait the laser because when the projectiles hit the laser, they get destroyed, and you have to do that otherwise the ball's going to get you.
I don't think I did that one though. Huh? Okay, interesting. Yeah, I didn't find the survives too hard, but like I can understand if people don't like that. I was okay because of that method where I'm just like, okay, a character with health and defense, just do that. Yeah. There was one where
survived. Like, do we mean where the orbs go across the screen?
Yeah, there's a lot more this time. It's not just as boring as that.
Yeah,
they actually
I noticed that. I just jumped straight up. Because like if you jump straight up, you usually like don't. Because if you jump forward, you fall into more and you'll die really quick. If you just jump straight up and time it, I wasn't getting hit by anything. But I only did a couple.
In this one, you want to do that. Yeah, you want to make sure because a lot of them are a lot harder. So that's why you got jump straight up is smart.
There is one they did where they just repurposed the Scorpion boss one where the spear comes across, but it's now like blood things.
Yeah. I noticed that one.
For that one, my trick was just use Omni-Man and just enter Veltramite stance in the air in like a clear area, and just try and just hope that that's a good enough spot.
That's awesome.
He's just there like. And just misses him.
So I want to give some compliments because overall my opinion is I said I like 10% of the last season. I think I'll give this one like a 20%, but I want to give some more positive thoughts about this season because yes, the annoying armor stuff is all put into like the after you beat Natara stuff, so it's more challenging. So I mean it's less, I guess, even though it's there. Secret fights, I've only encountered about like 3 or 4 of them this time.
Like
no, wait. Ambushes.
Both.
It's like that's what I mean.
There's very few of that now, as opposed to every other fight. It's like secret fights are really secret. I don't know what the criteria is, and the ambushes only come up every so often. In that regard, huge improvement. It cuts down so much time on pointless fights. So that is a genuine improvement.
If you win the ambush, you will get a consumable, and the ability is like. Permanently increase one of your stats by like 1 or 5. Or I got one that says increase all stats by 1 or increase this stats by 5. Oh great, eat it now. Glug. Yeah, I'm happy I got ambushed and I won and I got that ability. And I only got ambushed like 3 times in the whole entire like campaign. So like great improvement there.
So it is actually valuable to as opposed to we've been ambushed. Pause. Back to the Mesa.
Oh, you do that?
No, but
I didn't know you could do that.
I wouldn't risk that just in case it said, well, you didn't stick around until we sent you back to the Mesa, so that fight doesn't count. Like the whole thing doesn't count. It could. I don't know if it would do that. I wouldn't want to risk it. But now it's like if there's a secret fight, play it. You'll get something decent for it.
The other improvement is yes, your character can move faster. You press your left. What do you call that? Not a joystick. I said that before, and I got kind of people got mad from it. Analog
stance
stick,
switch
right?
Button.
That's what it's called?
You press the stance switch button in some of them that'll do it. Other times it's just to go left and right, and then that.
Your character originally moves like this slow. Now he moves this slow.
Oh, that thing you mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you can increase the speed by moving.
Although
a little
that
bit.
does bug me because the colours are weird. Like yellow is the faster one compared to blue, whereas yellow. When I think of speed, I think yellow is like that's the intermediate one between green and red or something because of like traffic lights.
I guess,
So, but for some reason it's like I know this is more of a me thing, but blue is the colour of speed. It's fucking Sonic's colour, okay? That's the one you go with. Do that, you fuckers.
Yeah. And I will say my own personal enjoyment of this mode comes from the fact that I learn a new character. Like I pick a character I would not pick Raiden, but I only picked him not even because I wanted to play him, but because I wanted to unlock his level 18 skin. And so it's like, oh cool, I learned this new character, which is just pop bzzz, like that constantly. It was fun. So I can learn that. And then another moment that I really like, because I recorded some pretty funny moments here. So Titan Baraka in the last like season, he has an ability where he will like blow the horn and call down the arrows and the little Tarkatan minions, right?
Yo, Barakas. Yeah.
So in the invasions mode, you get that ability as a talisman, but at the same time there is another ability that you can consume, which is you have infinite uses of your talisman. And I recorded this little clip here in one of my, like, when I was fighting the Sindel boss.
It's very good.
Oh no! It's like 1,000 Barakas.
It's very good to have that when you're using the Borai Cho talisman. You just like fart.
So the fart talisman, the thing is, you get a weaker one at the start. It's still good, but it's way weaker. It's when you fight Natara, you will get the there it is, the Windbreaker talisman that we all love. We all love. It will last longer. It will hit so much more. Where was it? Yeah. I have one more clip about the fart talisman I want to show, because I showed the You Were Already Dead one, but there's one more that I got it once and I thought it was so hilarious, so I wanted to try getting it again. But yeah, you can see the clip here, like me succeeding it.
So the Baraka talisman, I don't think they all got reset, right? So do you just find Baraka's talisman again, like in the new invasion?
Actually, yes, but you also just start off. No, you start out with it, but it says you have to be level 30 to use it, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So in this one, I just hit stun this person, and just the animation. I just thought it was so hilarious.
That he actually does a little fart.
Yeah,
little hand thing.
Kind of a thing. So I would definitely say overall it is a better experience compared to season 1. There are good changes. I just still don't like invasions. I mean, it's just I'm playing a mobile game at this point. I'm just like, okay, listen to a podcast as I just mindlessly beat the things in front of me, sort of a situation.
I think one of the biggest I think one of the biggest issues actually with the mode now is the mesas. It's the same as last time, but the village is swapped out for the fortress.
Yeah,
otherwise,
the fortress.
It's a different. They'll choose a different version of it, and you'll start from a different spot. So it is really funny how the Sundo Festival is during the daytime in the vampire season, not at night, because they did night last time. And likewise, the Snowy Fortress is not going to be where Sub-Zero's based in the next one, because that's where Natara is based. So why not just give her the flesh pits where there is blood, and then save the fortress for Sub-Zero? Where's Sub-Zero going to go? Is he going to have the Dragon Army? Is that going to be his goal, to get the Dragon Army?
There is another snow stage in the game.
That's true, there is. Yeah.
Pop quiz. I mean, if they don't use it, then there's no point in me saying that. But the teleporters, the stage where you play as evil Shang Tsung in the story mode with all the teleporters, that's another snow stage. It'll be Sub-Zero. It'll be Sub-Zero trying to bring in an army from the Netherrealm to tie into Noob Saibot. That'll be it, yeah. Sure. But I mean, I appreciate the little changes where it's just like, okay, you're playing the same mesa, but it's like different angles and maybe different paths of the same stage. And also, like Sundo is daytime, the Tarkatan camp is nighttime. I think the Living Forest is the wind variant. It's the different version of it. So minor changes, so that's kind of cute. But I will say, when they revealed it in the combat cast that here is the new mesa in the invasions, I was just like, we're doing it like this. A new mesa, not 6 new mesas, a new mesas. I can see how this is gonna last. This invasion game mode can last for a while now. Okay, I see.
Netherrealm or WB, whoever, since you're so into the microtransactions right now, I got a deal I want to make with you, okay? It turns out that I just don't like grinding. All right, I like that new Natara skin, but knowing that it's going to take me like 4+ hours to get that skin.
8 hours.
8 hours, even if you don't do all the fights, okay. 8 hours to get that Natara skin. Why don't you just give me an option to just buy it? Just let me buy it.
Dog.
Like $5.
Dog. If you actually suggest that, you are gonna get like ganked by every other community
only as an option
around you.
Only as an option. It's not
even
required.
as an option.
Just
it's
as
controversial.
An option. I just want to talk to him. They have the shotgun. I just want to talk to him.
Just want to talk.
I just want to talk to him. And it's like Underdog's take on like having the option to buy the.
Yeah. Just add an
skins.
option to let me skip invasion.
I just want to talk to him.
Yeah, but speaking of microtransactions, I need to use the bathroom. Do you guys mind if we take?
That's fine.
But I mean that we can lead up to the next conversation because this is another heated thing that I know we all kind of, and also Snake especially, can get into the microtransaction stuff. But we can start with the positive though, because there is something with the. Wait, I've got a question. Have you guys seen the Thanksgiving fatality?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, just want to ask that. But yeah,
we've both used it in videos, so. It's
Oh, I see. Okay.
I put it in the thumbnail. I even had to Photoshop Johnny.
I didn't buy it.
It's not available yet, right?
I don't know if Dog bought it.
It's not available yet, right?
The Thanksgiving.
I don't think
one?
it's available.
I don't.
Yeah, it's not available yet, right?
Oh wait. Oh, sorry. Did you say Thanksgiving fatality? I thought you said the Halloween fatality.
No. Thanksgiving. Yeah, I'm asking about Thanksgiving.
I've not seen it. I've seen the portrait for it, and I'm like, oh no, I don't like where this is going. This
you haven't seen it?
Yeah, oh,
okay. Don't watch it.
Don't watch it.
Don't watch it
later.
We'll come back and we'll watch it together.
Yeah,
BRB,
you gotta see it.
Weird fetishy things. I don't want to see this bullshit. No.
I mean, part of it's funny though. Like the start of it's actually kind of funny. It's just the end where you're like, oh. I'm kind of just shocked we live in a timeline where we have a Thanksgiving fatality. It's just kind of, I never thought, like if you told me 10 years ago, we'd have a Thanksgiving fatality. It's like, huh.
It's a neat idea. It's a pretty cool idea. It's just, I would have preferred to do something a little different.
Are we going to have a...
I mean, I don't know, like a big mutant turkey just like pecks the opponent's eyes out or something. I feel like that would be...
That's what I was thinking, like a giant turkey just gets summoned and eats them.
I'm a bit less uncomfortable than this. Or I'll make like a joke like you get roasted to death and then the Tarkatan comes over while the character's like curled up and kind of resembles a turkey and it's just like and the Tarkatan's like nah.
Yeah. I guess it could have been worse. It could have been like a really creepy one where like they're like killing you. They shove the apple in your mouth and like they tear open your stomach and you see like them shoving stuffing like in your stomach, and then like they put you in the oven, and then like the fatality screen is like your character turkey-fied with the apple in their mouth or whatever, and it's like fatality. That would have been pretty disturbing. They could have gone worse with it.
Yeah, I there's disturbing, and then there's just uncomfortable. I don't like this at all. And then I was like, I don't want this. This like. I forget the word I used for it, but people compare it to like Katana when she inflates you in MK2, and I'm like, it's not really the same. Like, there's a difference between inflating until you explode and being stuffed with food till you explode. Like, that feels viscerally worse.
It's more like rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Let me just make them drink the water. Yeah, and they pop.
I was going to quickly...
That one was always funny just because the orb of water around their head is not even that much. But then when he puts it in their body, they're just like huge. And I'm like, wait, there wasn't even that much water.
It's fine. I'm just going to quickly nip to the toilet as well.
Check out this adorable little thing I got here.
That's dumb. Looks terrible. Kiss my ass. No, I'm kidding.
So sad. The funniest thing is this is like a Bluetooth like a speakerphone. So like I can turn it on and it actually does work. My dad got it from the trash.
Yeah.
Like he found it there and I was like, oh, cool. I tried it. It works. Wow, great. I watched like some shows with my brother. Like when he came back, we just used that Bluetooth speaker. It works.
That's cool.
Just kind of cute.
My mom once found a Monopoly set in the trash, but the reason she even took it out of the trash was because it was a really fancy Monopoly set. Like all the pieces were gold or silver, like actually heavy. Like they were heavy.
Cool.
And the thing itself was like, instead of being those cheap little fold out next to cardboard things, it's a big rigid 3D Monopoly set made of like wood. Like it's carved, it's like stained, like good kind of stained. Like it's got the gloss on it and everything. It's just nice. It was a really nice Monopoly set. The only reason somebody threw it out is because it smelled bad. So I think an animal pissed on it or something. Like one of their pets may have like peed on it or something. So they threw it out because it smelled so bad. He didn't mute his mic, so I've just been hearing Snake mumbling.
Yeah, I hear singing. Yeah. You know, the funniest thing is we can't see him, so we can use like the voice to know when he's getting closer and closer to the screen and stuff.
Somebody animate it.
You can't see me when I return, so you don't know if I'm here or not.
Well, we did know just then that you came back because your singing got louder and louder.
But you could hear that?
Yeah, I could hear everything you were saying in the background. You're just mumbling.
I can't. Wait, no.
Which is kind of cute.
I had it muted. How could you hear me?
It wasn't muted.
We heard you.
It just didn't work.
We just heard the whole time.
I had it fucking muted.
He's a good singer, it turns out.
The Brusk Poet.
Turns out he's a good singer. You should like take it on the road. Open an iTunes, make some money in the back end.
For clarification, Snake muted his mic in the recording, not on Discord, so I don't have the audio of his beautiful singing. But dog and I heard it all.
I'm gonna fucking shoot myself.
Just like how we should do.
We can't see it though.
No, it didn't sound bad at all. I'm just teasing you. It sounded good. You decent talent. I kind of wish that we did this podcast. We should have a option to buy it on Spotify or something. Apparently people do that.
Podcast on Spotify, or
you can buy like the podcast for like $1 or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if people want to spend money to like buy a podcast. I mean, they might want to listen to it on Spotify.
People do. That's the weird part.
But it's like you can listen to it on free on YouTube.
I know people still do it.
That's the thing is like it's one way to do it. Where if we don't have a Patreon for the podcast, it's a way for if someone wants to support us a bit. Like here's $1 for this episode. Like you can have it because as long as we're not completely gating it off, it's like you can still just watch the video version on YouTube. So
yeah,
like, there's still always the free option. It's not like we're locking the stuff away. It's just if you want to support us, this is just an avenue to do it. Because some people can't do that. Some places don't have PayPal. You know, I have a friend who I've commissioned some art from before, and where they live, they can't get PayPal, so they have to commission them through Patreon support. It's like
there's
a whole
different
workaround. So,
I have people I know that do that too. It's like PayPal does not support the country, so you gotta like.
So it's a whole dumb thing.
We'll think about it.
Board is $300.
You can see if people in the comment section want to like. I know people. Not a lot, but some people have said they want us to be on Spotify. But like, if you want it to be a supporting way, would you guys like to support, like pay $1 for it and stuff? Yeah, tell us in the comments what you think about that.
We could also finally start doing it live and get donations that way, you know.
I guess, yeah. I mean, that's actually maybe more of a priority because I have seen people mention live, like Combat Kings would be fun. Like my friends want to chat with me in the chat and stuff like that. But anyways, now
the only issue with that is we'd never get done with the topics because we already derail all the time, which I'm told is
good.
Which
is fine.
My friends actually say it's the best part.
Yeah, on a live stream, it should be fine. Very important thing we need to do right now is Snake. Oh wait, that's fine. I'll find the video for you, and we're gonna listen to your live reaction to when you see the new fatality. I don't know who.
That'll be the intro too. Just his reaction, but like we don't know what he's reacting to, like the viewer. You just show just Snake's like screen, like oh.
But yeah, here is the fatality. Have a nice day. Enjoy.
I have to pull up on fucking YouTube. God damn it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we're just gonna listen. We're gonna be quiet. We're just gonna listen to your reaction here. Have fun. Have fun.
3, 2, 1. Oh, that's cute. Like that little table. Ooh.
Yeah.
Fatality. Sub-Zero wins.
Bro, Borai Cho's such a bad character. He just vomits and farts everywhere. Meanwhile, Amulet, fart powers, fatality, vomit, head explode. Fuck off. If you hate Borai Cho, but you accept this bullshit, you're a piece of shit. You're a bad person. I'm done. You are going to be taken out. What?
No, I'm just curious. You were so quiet for like 10 seconds. We were kind of worried.
It's been like,
or something. Yeah, we can't see you. We can't see you.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I did not like it. It was really gross. Also, more the whole it goes on too long.
it's so gross. It is like kind of traumatizing how disgusting. Okay, fatalities is one thing, but like that fucking stomach jiggles.
it does. On certain characters, it wobbles and looks really gross.
That part actually made me like, okay, I can't think of any other character who has like jiggle physics in MK1, haha, except like Natara's like fatality where the bats come in, you actually see the body like jiggle a bit. This one straight up, like when the character falls over, you'll be like, it would jiggle. Yeah. It's like, oh, it's so disgusting.
See, because the icon is just the
chicken.
Yeah, because it's just the turkey going in. And like the stomach bulging. I thought it was going to be food, like, oh, explode.
Yeah.
No, it's worse. I would have preferred that. I would have preferred that. The thing I dreaded, I would have preferred that. This is disgusting, vile, despicable. I'm not having it.
The thing is, though, Snake, is I had the really similar reaction to you. I really do think this is a very disgusting fatality. It is a fatality where I think people were saying, like, wait, this is kind of like fetish porn. It's actually a little bit like fetish porn.
A lot of the stuff in the series now really carries the vibe of this is just the fetish of someone on the dev team. Someone's into feet, someone's into tattoos, someone
loves D'Vorah.
Gore shit, someone's into this overeating,
tattoo,
fat shit. Like,
okay, but I wanna say this though.
I thought it was funny when I rewatched it a few times.
Yeah, I want to add this because of how disgusting it is. Maybe that actually is like the intention, and that is like the impressive thing. I actually genuinely felt disgusted watching this, which might be a positive, but at the same time, I really feel bad because of how like the jiggle physics. So, but if it was the intention was for disgust, then good job, because I did feel that a lot.
It's extra gross on characters that have like their like chest exposed, like they're just skin.
Wait, that's a good point.
Because then you can actually see like the wobbly gut and stuff.
What if you do it like
Jean-Claude Van Damme? That's really gross.
I'm trying to think. What if you do it with a character who's wearing armor? Does the armor turn to liquidy or something?
It
does?
Pushed out too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's common in games. Well, the armor isn't, because the armor would have to be a separate thing, and that would cause clipping issues. So like you'll see that with the characters like an armor and they stretch a bit. Like the armor stretches with them. It's just a thing you have to accept in games, unfortunately.
That's hilarious. But yeah, you heard it
here.
That
Madame Bo stage is kind of funny because like it's a restaurant. You're overfeeding them at a restaurant.
Oh, that is funny.
That was clever
in a way like that. But yeah,
I wanted to just say, like, I think the fatality, the start is really fine. The only part I get creeped out is like, of course, the ending shot, like them like in their own vomit, just laying there is really gross. The stomach's distended and like deflated because it's like they were fat and then made skinny, ironically, but the skin still stretched is gross. But I like everything besides that. I like the lead up is kind of funny, like the nice table. Even Snake likes the nice table all set up. I think the idea of being forced into a chair and just like eat the stuff is just kind of funny because like he just grabs like pieces of each of the food. Like he's nice enough to like at least give him like the full course meal, like gives him some of the casserole, gives him some of the mashed potatoes or whatever. The fact that he grabs the whole turkey and like he shoves the turkey at the camera, like a POV perspective, is kind of funny. Then like it goes into their mouth, and the fact the animators knew it would never look convincing for the turkey to like either go in the mouth or to like disappear all at once, they hid it by having them fall down in the chair so the camera can't quite keep up. So by the time you see over the chair, like it's already gone. That's some smart animation tomfoolery, right? To like have the turkey go down, but you don't see it. So I liked parts of it, but the part where they trampoline their gut was a bit much for me.
Yeah, like
you could make.
Imagine if they kept jumping. That would have been worse.
Oh gosh.
You could make a Thanksgiving fatality that's like not gross. It's just like kind of depressing. Whereas like he's like stick some food in the opponent's mouth and like hold it there and they choke to death on it.
That is kind of depressing.
And it's like imagine if that was all it was. Like they shut the turkey and just like. And then maybe a bit of vomit comes out the side or something, just a bit. But then
that's
like,
actually kind of disgusting, that way.
Just make it really depressing. Instead of fetishy, let's make it like, oh wow, yeah, that would be a horrible way to die. Damn, that sucks, bro.
Yeah, like I did kind of hate this at first, but the more I thought about it, I'm like, I did feel really grossed out by it, and I feel like if that is the intention, then maybe this is way more impressive than I expected. So I'm kind of like in this half and half zone with this. But yeah, like, good job for making this. I mean, you really disgusted Snake, as we can hear just then. Like, he really hated how disgusting it was. So there is that.
I am concerned.
He was
about
literally dumbfounded. He hated it so much. Like he went full on quiet. Like he was just dumbstruck.
Well, I mean, he was doing expressions that we couldn't see, dog. He was obviously, he was doing a bit.
I am concerned about because the Christmas one, I feel like they're probably going to do the obvious. I mean, maybe they won't, but the obvious thing would be,
the chimney.
Hand them a box. They open the box, it explodes. Like we've seen that before. Like Joker did that.
The Christmas gift.
He's
That'd be very obvious.
Like, is that all it's going to be, or is it going to be something really dumb, like, I'm going to strangle you to death with tinsel, like, and then put a Christmas hat on you, ha ha ha, that Christmassy. I do worry, or maybe it'll be a snowman thing, where like, kick him into a snowman, but like the snowman's nose like impales him because it's a carrot, and like.
So what's your worry?
Well, unfortunately, it's not even called a Christmas fatality. It's just called
a holiday.
It's just called a winter fatality. It's not even called holiday. It's called winter fatality.
I'm sure it'll still be
so
Christmassy.
It'll be a snowman then, like they die in a snowman thing.
Yeah, they're gonna summon a blizzard and it's gonna like freeze you to death or something.
Yeah.
Then they're gonna hand you a present that explodes. Well, it's kind of annoying though. Like, I guess this is the place to kind of complain about it. Everyone knows that like the United States is like mostly Christmas. Like most of us celebrate Christmas, but there's still this weird civil war of is it ethical to say Merry Christmas because some people don't celebrate it. They celebrate a different holiday on this time period. So in some places in America, we say Happy Holidays instead of Merry Christmas. And there's always been a bit of a civil war about that because on the one hand, it's nice to respect people and go, oh, maybe you don't. I shouldn't assume that you celebrate Christmas. But on the other hand, it bothers people because it's a big part of our culture. Like Christmas is like ingrained in our history. Like it's a big thing to celebrate Christmas here, and most of us do. So it feels kind of like you're shaming us for celebrating our own culture by not calling it Merry Christmas. And then there's a whole thing on top of that where a lot of Western games, even American games, right, they'll skip the Christmas holidays, or they'll skip Easter. They'll skip something Christian, which is weird because it's a majority Christian country. I don't know. It's a whole thing.
Even though like,
this one time, I'm okay with it because I don't want a Christmas fatality. I don't want my holiday to be associated with a fatality this one time.
That's one of the funny things. Like I see Japanese games doing like Christmas alts, or even Fire Emblem Heroes has Easter alts. They put the characters in bunny outfits with like egg baskets and stuff all the time.
It's a seasonal event, costumes.
Like, whereas America's like, nah, we're not going to touch that, and Japan's like, well, if you're not going to do it, I'll do it myself.
It's a very weird thing. We just like I'm pretty sure that even with Mortal Kombat 11, they skipped Easter. Like they skipped the holiday straight up, and it's like
Mortal Kombat 11 had Halloween. Did it have Christmas? I don't think so.
They had 4th of July.
Oh, okay.
They had 4th of July. They had Halloween.
MKX didn't have Christmas, which was weird to me too, because they had some holiday themed like stuff.
They had Halloween too, MKX, from what I recall, right?
But they skipped Christmas, and I was like, it's one of those weird things where like we pretend that people would be bothered by Christmas. They're not. Like no one cares if you celebrate your own nation's holiday. Like
a lot of the Battle Pass games, like they will have Christmas skins and stuff, or Halloween. So I think it's I think it's more of a case of like they choose which holidays they want to have skins for, and they can't do all of them. I think. So maybe that's why they're doing seasonal fatalities, so they can do all of the the season stuff.
That's the thing. Like, it could have been actually cool, really, if they were like, well, if we're going to do a skin pack of like 3 or 4 costumes, each one could represent a different holiday. This is a Christmas outfit for Johnny Cage. Then this character's got Hanukkah. This one is Kwanzaa. I don't know what Kwanzaa's iconography
calendar
is, but like, just
skins.
do different ones like that. That could be cool.
Each month, a new like character gets something related to maybe a holiday in that month or something, or the season of the weather and stuff.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, maybe they're focusing more on just trying to make returning skins and stuff. Perhaps that's why they don't have time to make seasonal skins.
Are they though, Sonic? Are they really making returning skins? I think it's time we talk about this.
Before we get into that, we have two.
Don't you ruin my segue, you son of a bitch!
No, listen, Snake. We have 2 paths. We continue the fatality path and talk about the price reduction, or we go with the skins. What do you want?
3 fatalities is still not worth 10 quid. Moving on.
I want to say one joke.
Okay.
I've been sitting on it. So, you know how like everyone saw the PNG of like the fatality icon, or just like Sub-Zero getting stuffed by a turkey, right, like in his mouth, and we were like, oh god. Like everyone had like the same thought, like, oh god, where is this going? Could you absolutely imagine? This is never going to happen. I'm just thinking this would be hilarious. Like in a world where it does, Imagine, like, again, they leak the PNG of just the fatality icon, and someone's just bringing in a cross, and you're like, oh god. They're not gonna go there, are they? They're not gonna actually go there.
Across.
They wouldn't dare.
Yeah, like Snake really briefly mentioned, it's like instead of it being 10 quid for a fatality, it's 10 quid for a bundle, and the fatality was $3. Still a lot,
like
but you know, baby steps.
Each.
They actually did reduce the price. Good on you guys. You listened to the complaints.
But well, that's the thing. Cause I'm sure the way I heard it was that it actually wasn't. It was just like they worded it in a weird way, but apparently that was always the way it was supposed to be, or something.
Yes, I saw Merdoink's like tweet saying like it was always supposed to be like a bundle was 10, not 1. But no, literally you can buy one fatality for $10 back when the Halloween one was out. So I'm assuming, I hope for the benefit of the doubt, and yes, it was supposed to be a bundle, and that was a mistake on their end, and not a. Is nobody complaining about this? No. Oh, the Thanksgiving's also 10 too. Oh, wait, too many people. Oh no, it was 3. It was 3. It was always 3. It was always 3. What are you talking about?
You know, I would have personally preferred if instead of it being here's a fatality you can use for any character, then any character can do this fatality. I would have made it that this fatality can be activated by any character, but there's someone else who comes in to do it. So it's more like now you could call in Smoke for the
MKX.
Yeah, we could call him in for a faction kill like that. So imagine if this one was Madame Bo.
Oh, okay. Well,
and then Halloween could be Tommy Scissorfist, and then Holiday could be that Lin Kuei girl. She comes in, she's like, I'm gonna freeze everybody. Like, just have some fun with it.
On the Triple KO, they thought, oh, if it's gonna be like special paid fatality, is it like a stage fatality then? Because that's one like they were also thinking maybe they can bring back. Okay, one positive I will have to mention is the fact that despite people saying like, how dare you not give us free fatalities? You know, you got to pay for that. It's kind of annoying. But the Cage Mansion Halloween version was free, so I will give like some compliments to that, being like, that's nice. At least that was free. You know, that cool.
Where's the Thanksgiving stage, cowards?
Yeah, where is it?
You know, they should have
Why
done
is
with
Madame Bo's stage not all Thanksgiving-y?
that Halloween one, honestly, that should have been one of the maces. Take Johnny Cage's mansion if you're going to do that. Take that. I mean, the only reason I can think of not to do that is if Johnny's mansion is exclusively the tutorial, and even people starting now would start on the Cage mansion before they can get to the actual maces.
Oh no, that is the case.
But it would have been so cool to be like, well, here's Johnny Cage's, and Johnny Cage is narrating it again. He's like, hey, Halloween, hey, look at all this crazy shit. Oh, and he talks about all the horror films he's done. Tommy Scissorfist, yo, that was a great one. That'd be really cool.
True. DLC skins. Now, let's talk about that's before we get into, before Snake goes into the angry video game nerd rage here. Let's give some more neutral like commentary and talk about what's going on right now. So, DLC right now, you can get some new skins in the game. So there are original ones like the what was it, the Melina's like Insane Asylum skins and stuff.
Yeah, and the Day of the Dead Scorpion Sub-Zero.
Yeah, you can get skins like that, but
But okay, I'll say this: I'm glad they finally added the thing that says this is premium shop exclusive.
Yeah,
so the
I think
icon
that wasn't in there before.
No, so they got the icon that says this is exclusive to the premium shop. I wish there was a bit more of like a clear separation, like a line to divide
the background,
like the two on the right. These one like top the one on top of the other. These are exclusive. The other four on the left, they're not. No, but
yeah.
At least we have this for now.
Yeah, because like Snake didn't know about that, and he bought the Evil Sindel like bundle when it just came out because he wanted that skin.
And the Day of the Dead Scorpion one.
That is premium. Like that, you can't get that in the shrine. So you can't get that in the shrine. So you did buy that. Like that's only a shop exclusive one.
Yeah.
But yeah, you did unfortunately waste money for the Sindel one because of that. And the thing that the topic that we're bringing up right now is the fact that there are 3D era skins that are coming back into the shop. So like last month it was Deadly Alliance Scorpion, and in this month we've gotten Deadly Alliance Sub-Zero, Li Mei, and eventually we're going to get Nitara, because I don't think she's out yet, but we know in the codes that she's going to be coming very, very soon.
I see.
Now, what has been riling up with the community with some of these fun topics is the fact that, well, these skins have been, as our famous True Underdog would say, modernized. Are you On my screen, actually, on my screen, dog, you are like, dog. Are you okay there?
He looks like he's stoned.
Yeah. Yes. Actually, dog, you might want to.
It caught me blinking. It caught me mid-blink. Damn it.
No, look at your picture. You were like this for about like 20 seconds. There was a bit of a lag there. Wait, so did you say something for the past 20 seconds? Because we didn't hear any of it.
Yeah, you're roboty.
Oh, that happens. All I said was, when you said, as Dog would say, modernized, and I went, I do say that. That's all I said.
But how do we start with this conversation? Because on one hand,
for one, it's really weird that they decided to have like Nitara's in the game files, but it's not available yet. But Sub-Zero is. But Nitara's the one who's got the invasion season right now, and Sub-Zero's next. So you think they'd align the Nitara and Sub-Zero with their seasons, unless that's the reason they don't want it to overlap. Because Nitara's costume is very similar to the, clearly based on the Deadly Alliance version. Maybe they didn't want to overlap with that too much. I don't know.
Well, maybe she's coming out next week anyways, so it's still the Nitara season. So either way, I guess. Yeah.
Maybe.
I feel like this is one of those conversations that people can say it's, oh, here we go again. It's like, oh, look at that. They are desexualizing the characters. Oh, my realism. Oh, we're gonna have fight back and forth. How you just want to fap to these characters. How dare you? It's really just like, a Psycho, an Ouroboros, honestly, I feel like. But I like to talk about these conversations with more of a
straight up like,
interesting angles.
Seeing this kind of stuff on Twitter, you give you a taste of what it's like to be in the Persona fandom, because the same 4 fucking arguments come up every time. It's always the same ones. Like, oh, this character is homophobic, therefore the game is homophobic. Oh, this character is bad trans representation, even though she's not trans representation at all. And then, and this is like this, like. It's just a constant barrage of people misrepresenting each other in the worst way possible. And it's like, if something is as bad as you claim it is, you don't need to lie about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing.
I don't really want to go into like, I mean, I'll talk about it, but I don't really want to go into like the same cycle of like, oh, the censorships, oh, the yada yada. I have an interesting angle I want to mention, but I think the funniest thing about this whole situation is Snake's tweet that came out recently, which I would like to talk about a bit here.
I had a couple of semi-viral tweets. One was just me kind of breaking down the argument, because it was really disheartening to see a certain popular MK content creator, who will not name, who had the dogshit take that it's all about women in bikinis. Which is, I mean, obviously there'll be some people who complain about it for that reason, but the majority is not because of that. It's not because people want to see scantily clad characters. It's because, for whatever reason, the 2D era characters, when their outfits get brought back, MK2 Scorpion and Sub-Zero, even fucking MK3 Striker, immaculate recreations, barely any changes at all, and any changes there, negligible. They didn't even say, oh well, people didn't like Striker till MK9, let's put MK9. They're like, no. MK3. We're going to go back to the original Striker that everyone hated. Remember, MK3 Striker was the least popular character in the series for like 7 years before Su Hao came in. That's what it took for him to not be the least popular character. He got immaculate recreation, right? And then it's like, then here's these other characters, like Frost comes in, and she's just MK2 Sub-Zero in this other outfit. Tremor kind of technically maybe counts. He's in MK2 outfit. Shujinko, don't even really like Shujinko. It's just like the weird changes they made to him. And now you have these costumes. Scorpion. Here he is with his fucking skull face, but it's not a skull, it's just a burnt, crispy head.
Deadly Alliance. We're going to Deadly Alliance right now. He's talking about
literally, the one thing people want that costume to come back for, the skull face, is not on it. What's the point? Sub-Zero, mostly the same. A few weird alterations, but it's not. It's not a deal breaker what they've done with Sub-Zero, but it's still weird they made these changes. Like, why the icicles? Right. I don't understand. Then you have Nitara and Li Mei, and these are the two big ones. And because these two are women who are being covered up more, it gives people an excuse to just say it's all about people, Kumas getting mad about it. Which again, it's not. It's because these designs have been changed, and they've been given like pants and belts. Like Li Mei has a fucking belt over her stomach for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, why can't she bear a midriff? And Li Mei is a really egregious one, because if you're not allowed to put Li Mei in with that costume without altering it, She has 3 other costumes you can use where you don't need to change it. Her armor from the same game, her original outfit from her debut, or the MKX one we never got to use. 3 perfectly valid options you could bring back as retro costumes without needing to change them. But they didn't do that. They brought back this one, which I don't think people really liked that much to begin with. And that was when they brought back and altered. Why does it need to be altered? Like, again, if Nitara is a bit more excusable because she only has the 2 costumes. And the other one was even skimpier. So I can understand why that might be a bit of an issue. But with Li Mei, there are so many other options. But what they went with was the worst option possible, is the retro costume, the one they're going to sell to you for 10 quid, as if it's the retro costume you remember from 2004, the one you grew up with, but they've changed it. It's not. This really is like, imagine if they took MK2 Scorpion and they're like, well, we want to give him a more modern mask, like a skull mask. The padded stuff, we want to put some skulls on there. We want to cover his arms too, like in the original movie. They're just making these arbitrary changes, and it's like, why? Or if they were like, well, Sonya, MK1 Sonya, well, she can't show off her tummy. We have to cover that up. Let's give her like a black top underneath it. And these kind of changes can look good. I've talked about this before, like with the Persona mobile game one. So all this design did look genuinely better.
Yes.
But the thing is, these are specifically being sold to you as the retro costumes, right?
Yes.
Like even when they did censorship stuff with Street Fighter V with Jory, where they gave her that jacket, you had the option to take it off. There was a secret way to take it off.
Motherfucker, I was going to talk about that. You son of a bitch. Anyway, go ahead. I was pulling up the pictures right now. There's going to be a big reveal for Sonic, because I don't think Sonic knows about this.
I know about this. You mentioned it like half a year ago. We were having a conversation about that.
Good memory. Good memory.
but so, yeah, like this is actually something that I remember. True Underdog, you are especially very into. I don't know what to say. What's the word here? I'm
passionate.
Thinking passionate, I guess, with Snake, because I remember just a couple months ago we were talking about Resident Evil 4, and you made a whole entire speech about how you hated how they changed like the minute things in that game compared to the original. It's like people should not fucking change like some of the most important things in that game compared to like what was, you know.
Well, because it's a remake.
Yeah,
it's a remake.
So
it should be like 100% nostalgia.
I would assume that you apply that to like some of these 3D era skins that came back too.
Yeah, and the reason I was gonna bring up the jury thing is because it's not even a sexual thing. It's the fact that that hideous jacket should not be there. Like, Jury did not wear a jacket in Street Fighter 4. So if you're gonna sell me a Street Fighter 4 outfit, don't add something on it that's like not even. I can understand adding a seam here and there, because as graphics improve, the costume needs to look more logical. Like, it has to have a seam or something. I get that, but why is she wearing this hideous jacket? And you can hold the button sequence to take the jacket off, which is nice. But it should be the opposite. It should be off by default, and then if you want the hideous jacket, you can hold the buttons to put it on.
Hideous jacket.
It's one of those things. It's one of those things. It would be like there's that famous statue of the woman whose arms are missing. Do y'all know about that? It's like a Greek statue, and
I
the
went
arms
to
fell
Europe
off
to
or
see
something.
that. That's what you're talking about. I went to see that in the Louvre.
Imagine if someone put arms on that. Like, it's just annoying. Like, it's not famous for that.
You have live footage of that very statue that Dog was talking about that you could insert into this episode?
I do. I literally do. I put it in the. I went to the Louvre to see it. The armless lady. Yeah.
It's part of history, and it's also art. It feels messed up to take someone's artistic design and just change it because you think that it would bother some people, which, spoiler, it doesn't. The amount of people that are bothered by those classic designs are so minute that it's negligible. It's like not even worth worrying about. It's the same thing as like the very small amount of people that actually get mad that the Spider-Man game has a pride flag. Like, very few people care that the Spider-Man game has a pride flag. Like, there might be a loud minority that care, but the developers ignore them just fine. So why, when it comes to these classic outfits, that very loud minority of people, why can't you ignore them too? Why can't you be consistent in that regard? Recognize that a very small amount of people care, so just ignore them. Like, they're not going to buy it anyway. If they don't like it, they're not going to buy it. So just for the ones of us that do want to buy it, because I paid money for it. Like, it's well, for one, the game was free for me, but also the game makes me a lot of money, so I have no problem giving back and giving money into the game. Like, I really don't. So I spent the $5. I spent the 500 crystals I had for the Sub-Zero skin. Then I saw the Li Mei one, and I was like, gotta have it. Like, I like that skin. And the outfit doesn't look bad. It's just what Snake is saying.
I want to make it very clear myself, too.
The Deception skin.
Like,
Yeah.
despite the complaints that I'm about to say, and also what we've been saying, at least personally, I don't dislike the skins. In fact, I like this Lee Mei design more than the default.
They're not bad.
I do like these
well,
skins.
the default one's pretty bad.
Thing is,
Like,
it's
I hate to be mean, but that default Lee Mei skin is pretty trash.
It's just
It's
boring.
like
It's very
if they
plain.
just brought these outfits back and it was just like, here's a costume inspired by the classics, like Kenchi's outfit when you first see him in MKX, where it's like the past version. That's just a Deadly Alliance design.
Inspired.
But there are tweaks here and there. But that's fine because it's just like it's like a new version of it, effectively. It's not like in Deception where they literally just took his Deadly Alliance model and just repurposed it for his alternate costume. If you've seen the concept art of Melina for MKX, where they're going to give her the Deception outfit but with pants. If they just put that in the game, that would be fine. I mean, even if I didn't personally think that the pants look really good on it, it's just like a new design inspired by the old one. But if they took that same design and sold it for 10 quid and said, this is Deception Melina, that's not on, because it's not Deception Melina. Like, be as faithful as you can with these designs if you're going to sell them back for nostalgia. Because if you're changing nostalgia, it's not nostalgic anymore. So what's the point?
I'm gonna add my angle into this because I have a in my opinion a bit more of an interesting angle I'd like to take.
Delete this damn screenshot of me looking high in this Discord right now. I'm gonna get rid of this.
What? I
can't. You get rid of it. I'm tired of looking at sleepy me.
Okay. Let me just delete it.
Keep it and just force him to take new screenshots of himself, like him looking like
It's already bad enough that you forced me to look at that horrible, like, stupid PNG whenever my video disappears.
The funniest thing is that's such an like OG picture now because that's from episode 1 and I'm still using it to this day.
Yeah. I don't even actually hate it. I'm just playing up the character that I hate it. Ah, darn you, Sonic! You vex me.
So the thing, for me personally, whenever I look at a character design, I don't literally look at character designs because I like to, this character is sexy and stuff. That's why I like her wearing less designs or stuff. I like interesting and fun character designs. I like, if this character looks cool in this, if it looks more fashionable, go for it. And for the most part, it's like, that's what I like to see when I see like a character. That's what I like to see when I look at a character designs.
Flashbang.
It's literally flashbang right there. And so I look at because I actually do, if I don't have a comparison, I do like the Lee Mei and Nitara designs, even and Sub-Zero. The Sub-Zero one looks great too. But like, I do think they would like look better if like, because literally, what do you call it? Oh wait, this is not. Wait, I was about to I was about to paste the your sleepy face again on Discord because modders at it again. They've already actually made versions of the original skins more faithful to the original and stuff. And I actually do think Nitara looks better like that. Oh,
nice! I was hoping about that. Yeah, because like, I thought you meant that they had like the one that already existed where they preemptively made it.
No,
but you mean they're
yeah.
taking the actual ones and just altering them. Fantastic.
Yeah, and I do think they look a bit like better.
I'm happy about that.
See,
this is just more proof. NetherRealm, do you see the dedication that these people have versus the ones who just get mad at you? The people who get angry about the sexy costumes, you will not find any of them modding pants on. The most you will get is a Photoshop. But when it comes to the classic fans like us, we will actually mod in the game the outfits that we want if you won't, because we care that much. You're on the wrong side. Like, you're backing the wrong people. I'm just saying it. Like, you're not backing the fans. You're backing the fanatics.
Here's the thing that I really want to ask.
Love you, NetherRealm.
In fact, ask NetherRealm on their own. Because the thing is, they aren't, in general, the entire game, they're not, like, desexualizing the characters. We have clearly seen more sexy outfits for characters. But like, for some reason, to appease someone, they decide to add more pants. And I'm just thinking, like, so...
Pants fighter.
So I'm like...
It's not even aesthetically pleasing censorship. It's just adding these... It's not like normal pants. It's like the weird Sindel-ish, like, bodysuit type. Like, they slap that onto Lee Mei's legs. And it looks hideous.
The thing I want to ask about, like, okay, so Lee Mei, they added, like, the pants there. The question also is, it's like, oh, so they do not want to show the legs for her or something like that? And then you obviously have the thing of saying, like, well, her evil, like, Titan, like, variant, or the evil variant of her, she does show, like, her thighs in there. So it's like, what's going on exactly? Are you why aren't you consistent then? Why aren't you like making
What-
everyone wear pants? I mean, the
what
default
is it
everyone
with-
literally does.
Why is it with the evil army and being more classic MK? Like, evil Raiden is the classic God Raiden, not a morsel
Well, literally,
Raiden.
yeah.
Evil Scorpion is Hanzo, not Kuai Liang. Evil Tanya has the white eyes she's known for. Evil Sindel has the
Sindel
white
has the
eyes
white
she's
eyes.
known for. Like, why is it with the evil army being more classic retro MK? Is this some kind of critique
Message.
NetherRealm's trying to put forward? Well, all the stuff you liked is evil. The new
Snake.
stuff is good. Is that what's happening here?
Snake, don't you remember that one line Katana says? Ugh, are all Tanyas in every universe evil? You should meet mine. Okay, but I'm gonna ask a very critical question here, and it's the fact that they brought back is it Deadly Alliance, right? Deadly Alliance Natara? No, Deception to Natara, right? Because Natara came from Deception.
No, she's from Deadly Alliance.
Fuck,
Lee
it's
May's
Ashra
the
that
one
came
who
from.
got-
It's Ashra that came from. It's Ashra
Yeah,
that came
Lee
from
May got a
Deception.
Deception outfit.
Got that confused.
Yeah,
Deadly Alliance Natara, and they
because
gave
the
her
Deadly
some-
Alliance has cleavage, which is a bigger sin than legs.
but they gave her
Sorry, go ahead.
like pants to cover up the bottom part, and I'm just thinking like, okay, so you went
Wait.
the extra mile to cover up the pants, but like you're still fine showing the pelvis, because I'm thinking like, because like she has that, and so does the evil Melina at the end of the game. We see like she shows a lot of pelvis, but not legs. That's what it's called, right? The bottom part, like that area, pelvis,
The crotch?
crotch. Am I done with the English here?
The pelvis is a bone.
Oh.
It's your entire bone that like is that big wonky part below the spine that your legs attach to.
Yeah,
That's a pelvis.
So, but would you call that part? So you call it the crotch, I guess. Is that a better way of putting it?
Well,
Which
depends
area are you
what-
talking about?
depends
The top or the bottom?
What
above-
part are you talking about?
Above the,
We
your
call that
private-
waist and hips. Like the waist is like where your belly button is.
Yeah, below the
So that's
belly
like the
button.
waist.
Above your privates.
You can we probably would call that the crotch, but you can call it the pelvis too. You're not wrong.
Okay.
Like, really.
Yeah.
People call that a crotch. Like if you can see a lot of the crotch, we go, damn, they're exposing a lot of crotch.
the vagina bone. Wasn't there that really dumb picture of someone go, it's like, they removed the vagina
Men have that bone
The
too, though.
what?
We have a pelvis.
The what?
The vagina bone.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like
Oh.
my point is, it's like this Natara skin, even that Melina skin, they're showing a lot of crotch, and I'm just thinking like, and they're all covered, their legs are really covered up. So I'm part of me is thinking like, so are you saying it's more okay to show crotch than legs?
But that was actually the thing with Sindel in the last game, was the fact that her outfit was a lot more revealed than pretty much any other female character in the game.
MK11,
and,
yeah.
And like she's the secret villain. Also, the Revenant, like Revenant Katana, shows off a fair amount of her chest and such. Like that's the evil version. So it's not like a weird conspiracy theory. There is like genuine evidence to support the idea that in NetherRealm's eyes, or at least whoever's in charge of the art direction, that more skin exposed on women is a sign of being evil.
Well, that's not really my point of going through it.
Yeah, but it's like there is something there. Like it's not just something people plucked out of thin air. Like there is legitimate argument to be made that someone on the NetherRealm team looks at it that way. So they're like, the villains are going to have these like exposed skin to have these sexy outfits, whereas the good guys are all demure. They're good people. Like we said it before, how Natara is like a weird exception in this game where she's got a fair amount of skin showing by default, which is weird because I think even her retro costume is more covered up than her default for some reason.
What about her good guy one? Does she have show more skin in that one? You know, the good guy version, I think, is kind of.
Of who?
But my entire
she does.
Can you
view.
post a screenshot of what you mean? Because I can't find the
I'll
outfit. Do
find
you
it.
mean like
I'll
the
find it
evil
right.
Melina with like the
Yeah.
crazy Star Wars hair?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But
Okay,
my point is, I'm just saying like, they're willing to show like more crotch than leg. That seems.
It's mainly
does that seem a bit
butt
weird
cheeks
to you
they don't
guys?
want to show.
Because I'm
They don't
just
want to
thinking
show
like,
butt cheeks.
if I asked anybody, or like even you guys, would you rather show your thighs or would you rather show your crotch? You know, I feel like a majority of people won't want to show their pubic hairs a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people would say
I'm the
they'd
wrong
rather-
person to ask because I've already posted those thirst trap pictures on Twitter where I have my pants pretty darn low
Oh,
because I want to show off my Adonis muscles,
But
which
yeah,
is
but
the actual term for that. I'm not
Like,
making that up.
most people would say, yeah, I'd rather show off the thigh. I mean, you know, like people do that when they wear like swimsuits and stuff. Like, there's a lot more thigh on display than crotch. Ideally, but you know.
So my whole entire spew of this, the whole point I wanted to get into is the fact that this isn't even an issue with censorship or NetherRealm desexualizing characters. This is just an issue of weird censorship, because we clearly have examples in the freaking game where we can see characters like showing more leg, showing more something, but then it's like default, like you said, default Natara shows legs. So then why can't we get the Deadly Alliance version to show leg when you already are shown to be able to do that? It's like, what are you afraid of now?
Yeah.
Actually, you're on a point there, dog. I don't think any character shows a butt in this game, except for Omni-Man. But other than that, yeah.
If you were to
like the stuff they're adapting from, like that's the stuff they're changing, whereas the stuff they have total control over doesn't meet the same standard. It's like when 4Kids made their own Ninja Turtles show. Like 4Kids were infamous for when they'd take an anime, they would dub it and they would remove Japanese references, they would remove any kind of swearing, any adult, no alcohol's allowed, no violence, no blood. Which was hilarious when they edited One Piece. And then they made the Ninja Turtles show.
Lollipop,
and while it's eventually revealed that Shredder is an Utrom, so he's like a little brain thing inside a robot body, like, before they revealed that, Leonardo just full-on decapitates him. That just happens in the show. Like there is death in that show. There's an episode where I think Donnie goes to the future, a future where all the turtles die on screen. Like they do that in the show. They fully control. Whereas the stuff they were adapted from Japan and such, they were a lot more stringent with the stuff that was allowed that was already in the show. And this is what's happening here. Like they'll show off more skin on the design they fully control in Natara's new design, whereas the one they brought back from an older game, that's the one where they're making the changes to cover it up, as opposed to this one can get a free pass because it's the way it always was. The one we're doing will meet our current standards. It's a weird thing they've done. It's so strange.
Yeah,
and don't make the practicality argument. Don't make that stupid practicality argument, because all the women in this game have open-toed high-heeled shoes. There's nothing practical about that. Practicality has never been the reason for this. It was just a stupid excuse that someone on the team came up with, and then people will just parrot that, even though it makes no sense.
Snake,
shut up.
Please, throw anybody who wants to bring in that realistic debate. Please throw that argument out the fucking window. You can have Scorpion and Sub-Zero wear fucking sombreros. I think that's enough. I think that's enough proof that you can throw that out the window, and they don't care about that. It's funny. It's fun. It's hilarious. Just do that. You know, it's creative. Those two skins are silly, and I love them because of that. You know. But to kind of sort of wrap this conversation up, I really want to talk about that Force Snake tweet, the one that really blew up with your Sindel thing.
See it.
Yeah, the Sindel one. So, for those who didn't see it, Sonic will put it in the episode here.
Yeah, it'll be right here.
I took Sindel's deception render, and as a joke, I was like, "This is what her outfit would be like as a retro costume in this game if they brought this costume back." And it's basically that render, but all the skin on her chest and her legs is covered up with like really bad, like, and genuinely made it with MS Paint. Like,
that's the point.
Just really bad purple under thing, and also as a joke I decided let's just also give her exposed toes. That's in line. That's the part I think people most responded to. There's so many tweets people going the toes with like crying emojis and laughing crying emojis. People love that part, and it's like it's true. And then someone made the observation, so like the default skin, I was like, wait, yeah.
Your edit does, I'm like, wait, literally even like the V and like the
post it in the chat. I want to see it. I haven't seen this.
Oh,
tweet.
Dog hasn't? Okay,
post it in the chat.
we gotta get it.
I can't believe Dog doesn't follow me on Twitter. What a bitch.
How could you? Well, to be fair though, Snake,
I'm never
you
on
post
Twitter.
Like 10
people are mean to me there.
Day, so it's kind of hard to find like the specific tweet that you're looking for sometimes. But here it is. So here's his edit, like right there.
Live dog reaction.
live dog reaction right there.
Is there any more to it than just a picture, or?
No, it's just that. Well, the comment I put with it was.
Oh, you like drew with MS Paint to the feet. That's
yes. Look, guys, it's Deception Sindel, just as you remember her. $10.
It's honestly, and here's the thing, it's not even a bad look. It's just the fact that if you're gonna give me nostalgia, you got to give me nostalgia.
Exactly.
And it's such a funny. It's so antithetical in so many ways. Not just because of the fan argument. Some people would argue, oh, you can't prove that, even though you totally can prove that more fans want the revealing outfits than don't. But I would still argue that more people would pay for a classic outfit that is true to the classic design. If you want to word it as honestly as possible, with no bias, if you're going to sell someone who you're banking on them wanting to buy it for nostalgia because it's a classic outfit, right? Then make it classic, like as true as you can. And yeah,
so
like for example, if Sindel's costume came back, just real quick, sorry, I'll finish.
No problem.
This Sindel costume, if it came back, I would be mad if she didn't have the little dots over her eyebrows.
Yeah.
Even if that tiny detail was missing, I'd still be upset.
Yes,
because she's supposed to have that. Like it's very little things. The MS Paint, just for the feet, is cracking me up. Like,
yes, that
really
feet.
long toes.
Yes, the freaking feet. So. The thing I want to bring up that I find this tweet to be hilarious is rarely this happens, but Snake, you had the Yas community with you on this one. Like, you had them supporting you. Because here's the thing, though. Like, the Twitter community, as, you know, there's some bad sides of it. But at the same time, it's not necessarily they hate sexy skins. They hate when people just want to, like, oh, because you like sexy skins, so you want to fat bat it. We hate you for that. But they like good design, so they're like, oh, we don't want to bring back the sexy skins, but we want to bring it back because it slays, okay? Deception Sindel slays, and we need that back. Okay, even they are complaining about the Li Mei and Nitara skins, despite, okay, we're happy they're back, but it's just like, what the fuck is the belt? Like, what the fuck is the point of that? You know, like they talk about that stuff too. I saw, I think I like to believe that you inspired this other tweet, but because somebody was like, let me find this here. Someone's like, okay,
the eyes on the pupil was such a good critique. Somebody pointed out you should have like used MS Paint.
That's a good point.
MS Paint to give her human eyes because they always fuck that part up too at first.
Yeah, Havoc's like skin in the movie set, you know. He has pupils. It's like, we don't want that. What the frick? And what's really funny, also, by the way, is like, I think I had like, oh no, wait, no, I'll talk about this later. The point is, someone was like, yo, they're gonna bring back like Tanya, and it's gonna look like this. She's not gonna show her. Yeah. And then in the comments, people are like saying like, oh, they're gonna add belts around her and stuff, whatnot. It's like, yeah, like.
They're gonna do that weird thing with Cetrion, where they gave Cetrion this weird like noose-looking thing across her chest just to hide her cleavage a bit more, which was so weird looking. I was like, what even is that around her neck? But it just like it kind of hid her cleavage a bit, which is odd because her alternate just has the cleavage on full display.
But the thing about this Tanya one is that at least with like the black leggings, it's something that like matches the outfit.
Yeah.
Like because it is a black and yellow outfit, so it does somewhat work. But it's like that is still not the outfit that you are selling. Because again, at least if it's like a new game and it's like a new outfit, that's fine. Have this costume that homages a past one, but it's something different. It's a new take on it.
Yeah.
But when you're selling nostalgia, people want to buy nostalgia. They don't want to buy something different. You know, it's the reason why people complain so much with the Claire Redfield Resi 2 costume in the remake, where they got rid of the black sleeves. Like the top now is just like sleeveless. But so people modded that in pretty quick because that's not what the outfit looked like. Like sell nostalgia, but sell it correctly. Don't fucking lie about it.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of like, cause I only literally care about Reptile in this entire franchise, so I'm just trying to think what would they do if they brought back some of his skins. It's like, cause I remember I made a complaint about this. I mean, I talked about this in my rating costume video, and I'm like, Deadly Alliance Reptile's like costume. It's pretty good, but people only remember the fact that he's a lizard person now. Like he's full-on lizard guy. If they only brought back that costume, I might not mind it too much. I think that would be kind of cool. But I'm just trying to think like, how could they fuck it up? Like what could they do to like mess up that one?
They give him a human-looking face instead of his funny triangle face.
Like I feel like that might be what they go with.
Deadly Alliance.
I think, I'd say this is what they probably would do, but I don't think anyone in NetherRealm currently working there is even aware this costume exists. It's the Shaolin Monk's player 2 costume in the multiplayer is a slightly lighter green on the outfit, but he has a human skin tone.
Yes.
Because it would be weird to bring back one of his lizard costumes for the human design. So because the way they've done Reptile in this game, it wouldn't really work. Any retro costume that's not the human version. So if it's not MK1, 2 off, yeah. So but that just look weird, I think. So the only way to really sell nostalgia would be MK1, 2, or 3. The best alternative would be, here's the Shaolin Monks version. This was a costume he had. Because of the way Reptile is in this game, this is the best we can do. And then the next game it'll mutate into a half lizard man, and they can do it then. But for now, this is the only option.
Awesome idea here. Armageddon Shaolin Monks like costume for Reptile, but when he turns into a lizard form, he turns into Deadly Alliance.
That's too much work.
It is, but I mean, I paid 10 quid for that. One thing I do know is that it's definitely confirmed is he will get his 95 mask. That's something that's like 99% happening, because like Ed already kind of like hinted that too. So we'll wait for that. But I really want to see what they do if they ever try to bring his like 3D era skins back. See what they do.
Oh
there.
God! I just had this horrific thought. What if they're like, because they're like, we'll do MK95 movie nostalgia, nothing from the new ones, or just 95 one. And they've also got the classic costume, but they can't do MK2 because they've already done MK2 for the cameos, and they might be doing MK3 as well. So what if they combine those two ideas and it's like Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and Reptile retro movie costumes, and that's the pack. That's the movie costume. That's a retro pack, and it's just one model repurposed for 3 characters.
Well, it's definitely happening. They are gonna just use one model repurposed for Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Reptile, Rain, Ermac.
Smoke.
Who else? Tremor is a cameo, so you can't have it. I think I forgot somebody.
Smoke.
They're kind of evil.
I'm still reading that
Smoke.
thread. It's
Smoke.
so
I forgot
good.
about Smoke. Okay. I want to mention one thing, because we were complaining a bit about the Deadly Alliance like Scorpion, like the fact that they dedicated so much time to make a fleshy face for Scorpion, like despite the fact that we want a skull, does give me hope that they will give like Reptile a Zetarian skin, like from MKX or something.
Well, you say that, but I think people have figured out that they actually just got Havoc's face and like edited that for it.
Well, they still when you pick Scorpion, and if you pick his evil Scorpion skin, his face does change into like the white pupil and like the hoodie and stuff. And you pick like even like a little bit of stuff, like a little bit of effort like that, I will take. At least there's a little bit of effort done there.
But consider they didn't even change, like when you use the Deadly Alliance Sub-Zero, he doesn't have Kuai Liang's face. It's still Bi-Han.
Well, I mean that makes sense because in the game it's Bi-Han, so I kind of get that.
But it's like they should still do it. I mean, I'd like saying, well, Scorpion just said that the evil Scorpion, they altered him to make him look like Hanzo a bit. Yeah. But they should do. I mean, they really should just do a costume for Sub-Zero that just gives him Kuai Liang's intros. Like they should just do that. It's weird that they don't.
They really want to commit on the Kuai Liang Scorpion idea, so but I have a feeling, like you said, Snake. But at the same time, fans wanted to. They're gonna revert back to the original, and then the Kuai Liang is gonna somehow learn ice magic.
Oh man, that'd be crazy, but also redundant because we already have Sub-Zero. So yeah.
Well, Sub-Zero, Bi-Han might be Noob Saibot. Ooh, something like that.
They better not. They better not kill him. He should be like the new Sub-Zero.
There's a surprising number of fans.
Give him time to change.
There's generally a surprising number of fans who think that either Hanzo will grow up to become Noob Saibot, or Kuai Liang will die and become Noob Saibot, and then Hanzo will come back as Scorpion. I don't think either of the things are going to happen. I think that they're going to try to commit to this for one more game, and then they'll reset again.
You know what the worst thing is? It's like, oh yeah, that's a worst thing is
He's gonna die, and then they're gonna replace him with the Lady Scorpion that we saw in the ending for Invasions.
Oh, Harumi.
Harumi. Yeah, go.
I mean, she has been introduced in this as part in the ending.
She is married to Kuai Liang in this universe, so like, why? I would not mind Harumi being playable. Why not?
That ending was cute. The only dumb thing about it is that she's like identical. Like, it reminds me of that dumb meme where like in a different reality where someone else becomes Joker, they still dress just like Joker, and I'm like if you want to say that someone's got to be a Joker, fine, but what are the odds they'd have the exact same fashion sense and like the exact same makeup and hair color and all that? Like, something should be different. So the fact that Harumi just looks like identical Scorpion, I'm like,
oh, you mean from Invasion
or something? That's her own thing. Kuai
Liang too.
Like,
Kuai Liang, he's wearing yellow. He's got the kunai. He's called
that's just Liu
Scorpion.
Kang. Liu Kang did that. He said, "Put this on." It'll look great on you.
Well, it's one of those things where like people like to joke about.
There must be a yellow and a blue. I've tested many times.
People like to joke about the idea that everyone's got the open-toed shoes because Liu Kang is a foot fetish. That was his thing. He did that. It doesn't actually hold up to any scrutiny if you take it seriously, because like Dark Geras has no shoes at all, and that's Shang Tsung's guy. Katana, the Titan Katana, she's got like sandals as well. Like a lot of alternate timeline characters just have. That's just the style of the game for some reason. Next game, I guarantee most of the characters are going to have closed shoes because the people keep like dunking on NetherRealm and call them dumb idiots for this.
To be fair though, I think it's mostly you, Snake. Yes. As much as people you want to make this a thing. I do seem to hear you being the one to bring it up the most. I think you talking about open shoes like 5 times in this one episode of the podcast. So
it is fun.
Saying. Well, yeah.
These tweets are so funny.
I don't. Yeah, but
you keep scrolling down, and someone said, "Not letting the dogs bark," like for the feed. Them dogs. And one of those expressions is letting the dogs loose or letting the dogs out is when you show your feet or whatever.
Oh.
So it's like not the dogs barking.
You're scrolling down like Snake's tweet.
Someone did make a funny comment about how like it is inaccurate to M1K's aesthetic because the feet are too big. Because the feet were actually quite large in the 3D era, so I was like, MS Paint just went and like shrank that part of the feet and just made it like that.
Let me see.
Oh, I don't know where you're. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. I'll try and find it for you.
Somebody was saying like, oh, blame WB, not NetherRealm, and that could be true. But the reason I'm on the fence about that is because Battle of the Realms not only had the MK9 outfit for Jade, and like some more revealing outfits in general, but Li Mei's outfit, the Deception one, which we see now in Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah.
Their take on the Deception outfit was more revealing.
It's a combination of like her base and alt one, right?
Of both.
Yeah, a combination.
Yeah, but still, like they took one, they could have been censored with it, and they took more clothes off. So I'm just saying, like I don't know if it's WB. It could just be NetherRealm.
Yeah, you might be onto something.
It could just be NetherRealm. And look, we're just asking for alternates. We're not asking for every costume to be this way. I think it's a very fair middle line to be like, hey, just give us the option. Just give us the option.
Yeah.
And that's how you know that we're the reasonable ones, because people who feel the opposite of that are the ones being mean and like not having any olive branch, no peace treaty. They want only their thing entirely, or you're weird. And it's like, okay, I'm weird for having basic human allures.
I've seen 2 sides of this that's quite annoying. Is like the side where I've seen people be like, I saw someone recently who's like, y'all are just haters. I'm gonna start defending MK1 on everything they do, and people just start listing a pile of things in this thread, and like this person like left a comment defending get good and like in the comments, and you got another side on the other perspective who was like, if you spend dragon crystals on these skins, you're a fucking hypocrite. You should be shamed that you actually bought the skins. And people would be like, okay, we get the price, we get the thing, you're like, this is bad, but why are we blaming people for wanting to buy the skins? Like, no, shut up, you're a hypocrite. It's like, come on now, we're all in this together. Once we okay, sorry.
And then you go to MK Onslaught, and it's like that game currently is doing an event where they bring in MK3 Cabal, and it's like a perfect like. I mean, it's tweaked a bit. Like I'm pretty sure he had like an undershirt originally, but now you can see like the chest scars. But it's like that's a small change, nothing too substantial, and it's like it carries the image and the spirit of the original. I'm showing the phone to the camera right now. You guys can't see it, but it's like,
no, we can. Yeah,
it's like spot on. Like this is what we'd want to see. Like minor changes. Like remember, this is a game that mostly uses MK11 designs, but they went out their way to take this and not just do like MK3 inspired like MK Mobile did. It's like properly, this is MK3 Cabal, and it looks fantastic. Why can't we get that with these other character designs? And if that's not good enough, pick a different costume where you don't have to change it.
Yeah, I actually one thing that when you said early on, like I have to be like, oh yeah, I really agree with you, is the fact that they are so dedicated to recreating a lot of the cameo fighters. Kung Lao, oh, that's the classic MK2 Kung Lao. And like you said, like Stryker, like even when I first saw him, he looked silly, but that's the point. like he looked like that at MK3, and I actually really respect that aspect. So putting that into like mine, and it's just like we see how these returning skins are. It's just like, oh, you do put a lot of respect in like Jax and all that kind of stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, even though Jax is like pants, like MK3 Jax's pants and MK2's have never looked good in the modern games. It's these weird spandex crap that doesn't look good, but they still keep it. They still stay faithful to the original design. Why did they draw the line here?
I'm just laughing because I know, Dog, you're still looking at the responses, aren't you?
Somebody referred to the feet as grippers. Put those grippers away.
I love that.
Just keep looking at the comments.
It's so silly.
Yeah. That's the funny part too is like this isn't like why I'm laughing, but it's also a funny thing. I laugh on the inside. The only few people that are pretending like you're wrong, they're like, and I'd buy it. Like not a single heart on any of them. Like anyone who's like defending the censorship has not gotten any support.
A lot of people are on your side for this one.
No one's even engaging with these people.
And one thing needs to be clarified is that some people will say, well, it's your tweets, your followers. No. My normal tweets don't get like 2.3 thousand likes. Like my normal tweets don't get that kind of response. Anyone with my size
even if they are your followers, Snake, you're the Mortal Kombat guy, so it just means Mortal Kombat fans are following you.
Yes, but it's like this is clearly this thing has clearly left my sphere of influence. This is just like other people seeing this being retweeted and shared around and thinking, yeah, like that is the way it would be, or haha, isn't this silly? This is fun. Like it's not just my followers agree with me because obviously, even though it's clearly not the case, like. I mean, how do you have fans of a franchise who are always going to agree with a guy who is constantly criticizing that same franchise? That doesn't happen.
Oh, but Snake, you only complain about female people. You fell off, Snake. How could you? At one tweet I saw, and it's just like, you made a big deal about the Scorpion skin just a month ago.
Bisexual that I am.
Yeah, like a couple of people tried to
that all the men should be naked too.
A couple of people tried to jump on me saying, "Oh, where were you complaining about the Deadly Alliance Scorpion one?"
Notice how Snake only complains about women.
And it's like I did complain about the Deadly Alliance Scorpion one. I complained about it straight away as soon as I saw it.
A lot too. Yeah, you were like forefront on that one.
And it's like I understand that if people see this and go and think, "Well, did you complain about that?" That's fine because these people don't follow me. They don't follow me on Twitter. They didn't see where I complained about it. Fair enough to not know that I complained about it, but to then just assume I didn't and try and dunk on me with it, and then straight away, like three other people just like he did actually. He complained about it straight away. Things don't even put links the tweet to the to the tweet. It's like don't just assume that someone didn't criticize someone. Don't try and paint someone as a hypocrite if you've not been around. Do some fucking research or shut your mouth.
99% of people saw that Deadly Alliance Scorpion and had the exact same reaction. They went, wahoo! Oh. Yeah, because like they're 90% happy, but there's like the fact that it's not the skull, like wahoo! Looks a bit closer.
I remember when I showed you the render, Dog, you were like, oh. I think I saw your reaction like that.
And I realized why it might be. I'm kind of like just writing the answer for them. I guess I'm playing devil's advocate. I think the main reason why he might have the human-looking head, aside from like fatalities being messed up and stuff, but on top of that, Cameo Scorpion has the actual legit skull, like flaming skull during some attacks. So they may want to be even trying harder to differentiate like those two.
Yeah, you know who else has skulls? Like every fucking Mortal Kombat like game with Scorpion in it. So
I have a skull.
Yeah.
Me.
Like, did you know MK1, 2, 3 all have skulls as a Scorpion? What?
So you were bringing up the audience thing, Snake. I want to mention the funniest copium I've had. Wait, real quick. I'll be real fast.
This is another example of like the whole thing of they could have just gone with Deadly Alliance Primary. They could have gone with Deception Primary, not Deception Alternate, because that's just UMK3. Right. They could have gone with Shaolin Monks, MK versus DCU.
Maybe in the future.
There are plenty of other Scorpion costumes they could have picked without having to change them, but this is one they chose and they had to change it. Just pick a different fucking costume. Go on, Doc.
Makes me double sad because I had to create a character with the Armageddon game.
Yes.
Where I took the flaming skull and I made it pink, and I called him Bubblegum.
Cute.
And he was a badass. He was a badass. He had like the biker gear and the flaming skull, but the joke is it was all pink. Like anything I could make pink was pink, but he's still the badass. But here's what I wanted to say. So one thing I wanted to comment on, the whole it's your fan base argument. That was the only thing that people would cope super hard on way back in my my costume hypocrisy video, right? The only time I saw people even pretending to like have an argument to stand on was, well, that poll you did is skewed because it's your viewers, your audience. And I'm like, one, until this video, I've never shared any opinion on the outfits in Mortal Kombat at all. Not just like censorship, but just like any opinion at all on costumes, like ever. So it's the first time. But also, you do realize that my channel is like a decade straight of Mortal Kombat, right? So if I have an audience, it's just going to be a Mortal Kombat audience. So you've like dunked on yourself by saying they only feel that way because it's your audience. Oh, you mean the players? The people that actually buy the game, as opposed to your bots on Twitter that pretend to be offended by everything?
No. That person,
your NPCs,
that person by default proves themselves wrong because either they're a fan of yours who disagrees with you, which proves that your fans can disagree with you, or they are not a fan of yours and they've just found this thing, and it's like, well, other people who are not fans could have found the thing and could also agree with you. Like so, just by existing, this person proves themselves wrong.
So as of an hour ago, I don't know if this is good news for
Sorry about that.
You guys.
You really want to do this right now?
What?
Like, really? When you brought up like this costumes and like the hypocrisy of like the censorship, you really want to do this right now?
Yeah.
It's gonna be an hour.
What I was gonna say, no. What I was gonna say is the fact that we've been complaining about the Notaro skin so much. Wow, it's available in the shop right now, actually.
What is that purple and green color scheme? Oh my god.
There's a cute.
That is.
Oh,
I
gosh,
saw
dude,
that. I saw that in the data files, and I was laughing my ass off. She has an '80s like color, like with the just neon colors.
Wait, I can't even look at it in the shop. Oh, wait, what? Wait.
Okay.
What's going on? It's changed. I kind of want to share my screen.
Well,
It's not
well,
showing.
Can we get it right now? Is it actually officially in the store right now?
Yes, you can buy it right now.
Wahoo! Keep talking, guys.
Yeah. What I was gonna actually, dog, go check it out because there's something very weird about the purple one. You'll see what I mean when you. The weird. Yeah. Snake.
Is the portrait wrong?
Yes. The weird purple green
Aww.
one. It's purple, but her bra is not green. It's black. When I'm looking at it in game.
That's bullshit. I'm pissed. It's bullshit.
They've done that before. Like if you look at,
gotta see
I don't.
this.
They might have fixed it now, but if you go to Gearus's page in the seasonal store, like this one render is used twice for two different skins. You know, one of them is clearly not that one. I don't know why. I don't know why NetherRealm is so bad at this. They keep fucking up on this stuff.
By the way, right now I'm in the shop. I have it hovered over the purple skin, but it's showing.
Tara got abs.
It's showing me the other, like the one in the the top middle part, the one with like the more reddish and the white bra. Look, my hover is on the purple one, and if I hover over the other one, it will then show the purple skin. I don't know why it's doing this, but this is how I found out that like the purple one is not like doesn't have the green bra, which I think it looks better though. I will say.
So not only did they mix up the portraits, but one of the portraits for one of them isn't even accurate to the actual skin. And that one shows pink as well. Like the arms are pink on that portrait, but the actual model is just the same purple all the way down.
Oh
what did they do to get that image?
I want this weird ass green purple Notaro now just because of how rare it's gonna be.
I'm gonna buy it.
Also, look at the Notaro here.
Don't have to.
Oh yeah,
Look at
thanks,
the skin.
dog. You can explain. Yeah.
Look at the skin here. You can see another reason that people dislike this one. The fucking eye patch is tiny and barely covers her eye.
I forgot
It's
to
not an eye
mention
patch,
that.
yeah.
Give me the fucking eye patch.
People want our vampire pirate queen who sails up the sea of blood on a ship. That's what people want to see.
I wanted the eye patch.
Why is it so small? Like that's another thing to complain about. Why? That's a defining feature of her original design. Even both versions that show up in Scorpion's Revenge got it right.
Yeah, both versions. Scorpion's Revenge is Scorpion's Revenge is still the best like representation of Notaro, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And you are right, Sonic. It doesn't look correct. And when I scroll over the neon green and purple one or whatever, it's just pink and white for me.
Yeah, just like it's the one on the top. It's the one on the top middle one. I actually okay, because people have data mine and actually already
You're right, yeah.
right.
That's kind of bullshit. I want the '80s one. I want it to be an eyesore. Go ahead. Sorry.
But like, I was actually because I don't think people use when they data mine this skin. I couldn't see it, or maybe people didn't use it. But she does have the Cantonese like Chinese letter on her wing. It's not very obvious, but it does.
Oh, cool.
It is there.
You're right. It is. It is there. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
Wish it was more obvious, but yeah, at least there's a little bit of right there. A little bit of right in the world.
What's also kind of funny is how much, despite someone in NetherRealm who designs the costumes, or at least like is the final say on the costumes, possibly being the one censoring stuff, no one else feels that way, because if you watch the story mode for MK11, there's a lot of horny camera angles, like on purpose, where they just stay on the character's ass for like a long time. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. In
like just intentional
MK11?
butt shots.
I mean, MK1 or MK11?
Yeah. MK11. There are no butts in MK. One. Like, they're all covered.
I'm trying to think.
But Sindel's butt is like is out in MK11.
I see. Huh?
Let me go to the customize. So I'm wondering if the reason, game guy here, video game designer here, I'm wondering if the reason why Natara's color scheme looks wrong in the store is because that's how she looks without the materials added. Sometimes before adding textures to a character, they'll just put like default colors there, just so the designer knows where to put the textures. And they could have just not put them. They didn't load. So you get that weird neon, because usually a character before the textures get put on is like a really weird neon mess, because they just like they highlight specifically all the vibrant pink parts, put this texture. All the green parts, put this texture.
Okay.
So that could be what's happening.
So
why if the
I'm not sure.
What if the black is wrong?
mention-
What if it's supposed to be green and like there's something wrong with the actual model in game to make it look black?
So I gotta maybe. I mean, I think it looks better, but I want the silly look of it, like that's promised there. Okay, I gotta mention something because this just happened also with the update. Titan Shao is now available to be fought.
Ah.
Yeah. Cool.
And also they are teasing.
Can you get his outfit when you beat him, you think?
It's out right now. You can play him right now. I'm seeing him right now in the invasions mode.
But when you defeat him, do you get his costume?
Well, obviously, right? I would assume.
Yeah, that's
cool.
how it works.
That's nice, because this confirms a theory that I had. I don't like playing Combat League all that often. I love playing the game, but I'm just not a huge fan of grinding in Combat League. It stresses me out. So I'm happy to know that apparently I can just wait for a Titan battle and get my costumes that way.
Well, okay, yeah, the thing is, that's the default color, which is what I'd rather want anyways. But in the Combat League, you get the different palette colored versions of, like, the characters.
Okay, I see. So there's still some delineation.
Also, so they also teased, I just look, it just popped up in the game for me. They also teased the seasonal fatalities, and you can sort of see the Christmas fatality there.
Oh, a candy cane shoved in their mouth, probably.
But there's also like a reindeer behind them, you see that? Wait, there's like a horde of reindeers. I just realized that too.
Well, the last thing is, if you look at where he is, like it seems to take you to the pit. Unless the pit has been added as a stage, it seems like it'll transport you to the pit, like the house that appears in the Halloween one, which makes sense because Santa flying in front of the moon was an iconic part of the original pit, and even MK9 and I think X kept that in. I think even the Crypt version MK11 did. So presumably that's the thing. That's why they're showing Reptile, because of the pit of affiliation. It's like that's a clever image to put all that together. So it might just take you to the pit, and then either get torn apart by reindeers or dropped down onto like candy cane spikes or something.
Oh, well, you're onto something. That does sound kind of funny.
I think it would also be really neat if they had like a Christmas tree in the living forest. I think the living forest would be a great place to do Christmas decorations. And imagine like a fatality where it's like you put your hand on the opponent's shoulder and it's like friendship, and you put them decorations together and they're on a stool like putting up some decorations, and then like the tree mouth just opens up and starts eating them.
Oh,
and you're like, no, friend.
So
the Christmas tree eating them be so sick.
What was I talking about? Just shoot. The reindeers.
I can confirm
don't
after
look
buying
like...
the costume, you still don't get the neon skin. Just so y'all know, like it's not there.
No. Wait, I want to see. I want to see on Twitter here just to make sure. No one's actually clicking on it. Okay, I'll find it later. But what I was gonna say was like.
Whoa, guys, wait.
What?
This is way more egregious than you think it is. Actually, oh my gosh. So, not only like when you preview it in the premium shop, whatever, like you only see the neon green as an option.
Yeah.
And if you scroll over it, you see it's not actually there. So at least that part's correct. It's still a weird mistake, but here's the really egregious part. When you go to the customize menu to actually pick the different costumes for the characters, the preview it displays for the nostalgia skin is that neon green and purple. That's what pops up. Like by default, that's what shows.
Can you screenshot
I'm looking at the
it?
screen right now.
Dog, do you have it selected, Dog?
Yes. How would I show it to you though? I'll use my phone.
Do you have that costume equipped currently?
Yeah.
Well,
But it
that's
doesn't matter.
what,
It's the
that's
previews
what
before
it
you
does.
even pick
Like if you use a different color palette, the portrait for that costume will be the current palette selected.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Ravioli, snappioli. Okay, not as cool as I thought it was. And not the
Calm
not
down.
the big shock that I thought it was.
Calm
but
down, Doug.
These colors all look good though. I'm having a tough time picking the colors. And you do get new wings. You get a new gear piece for her wings.
For me,
Do- do
unless
they-
the
do-
alt
do
is
the wings-
so...
Do these wings
Yeah.
have the character on them?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, has the
It's
kanji.
not obvious, but it is there. It is there.
Mm-hmm.
What was I... Okay.
Oh, they also attach to her back kind of weird. Like she has scales on her back.
I'm not buying that skin until the bundle is out, because I have a...
It's expensive, bro. It's $10.
Dude, what? Oh my gosh.
It's $1,000.
Fuck.
That's $10
Damn.
for a single skin. You're welcome, NetherRealm. Proof I don't hate you. I actually like you quite a lot. I just have beef
Like I
with
said, the
someone
skins,
on your team
I
who's
like
a
the
huge
skins.
hypocrite.
It's just, you know, I'd rather...
I mean, well, you can break
integrity.
it down. You can break it down and say, well, it's actually 4 for the model and then 1 for each of the individual color palettes. So it's actually a much better deal if you're looking at it that way.
And a gear piece, too, you
It's
know.
really
you get the
fancy
wings.
stuff.
Gear is actually
Yes.
3 for the model and then 1 for each.
That's right. The sub... Actually, Tronadog, the Sub-Zero, like, skin, you get, like, 3 masks, right? Oh, it's pretty worth it there.
Well, the Sub-Zero one when I got was only $500. It was not $1,000.
Wait, what?
When I got the Sub-Zero one. Yeah, it was cheaper. They're charging more for Natara, like straight up. She's $1,000 for some reason.
Huh? I
For
always
me,
thought...
the Sub-Zero was $500, and so was Lee May.
I thought the Sub-Zero one was... What? I thought they both...
500.
Wait, I thought they're all 1,000.
They are.
Not when I got it.
Wait. This is... Huh? This doesn't seem right. Everybody knows it's $1,000. 1,000 dragon crystals.
Close enough.
$1,000. This is strange.
My NetherRealm discount. I am a shill, as they say.
This is very interesting. Okay, what was I gonna say?
Oh, can I add one more thing too? I wanted to mention this just now. I thought about it.
Okay.
Even it's not bad enough that the costumes are censored and whatnot. The really worst part is that now, thanks to that person, whoever's in charge of censoring the outfits, you have now created a community of people online that shame me for just liking my classic costumes. Like I now get called a Coomer just for wanting.
Well, everybody
that
is.
was never a thing until you
Yes.
started censoring stuff. No one got mad at me for liking my costumes.
Well, it's not just
now
you,
you've created
dog. There
people
are many
that
people
act like I'm
who
evil.
want classic costumes, and they're just gonna be known as a Coomer. Oh, you just want your fat material, bro. You just yeah. You
And
don't-
those same people who say that would be like Slay Queen on some girl's OnlyFans.
Well-
Like you do you, boo.
Well, that's why. But like the thing is,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah. I'm kind of getting tangled up here. I feel like we are kind of getting off track, and we are extending this to quite a long bit. So I would say.
I know. Now it's getting weird because it's too long. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. We're having fun just chatting, but I think we could probably end it with one more topic. I don't have to bring up my own topic because I think I'm fine just chatting with you guys behind the scenes about it. I was just about to talk about like related to MK title things, but we could talk about the because we have here like game of the year nominations, Homelander voice, Reina
Deserved.
from Tekken. It's like we got I don't know what do you guys want to like end this off with?
Well, there's not much to say about the Game of the Year thing other than the fact that it's absurd that anyone would say Mortal 1 Kombat is like a nominee or winner for multiplayer Game of the Year.
Here,
like,
Snake,
fuck off. You
let me
are
help you with that.
absurd.
So, Mortal Kombat 1 won the Golden Globes, I think that's what's called? For
Joystick.
Golden Joysticks for Golden Globes is the movie. Golden Joystick Awards for Best Multiplayer Game of the Year. And people kind of got heated about that because it's like, how can something that has bad online, bad functions win against Street Fighter 6? And it was a whole entire heated debate, yada yada yada. And the funny thing that I find about this whole entire thing is just like Mortal Kombat 1 isn't even nominated for multiplayer in the Game of the Year, Game Awards. It's not even nominated. Street Fighter 6 is.
No. It's one of those which, like, it's not even like it's best fighting game, because at least there you can look at it and go,
yes, you can compare which is a better fighting game.
But it's like best multiplayer. That's everything. That's shooters. That's MOBAs, if any of those came out. That's across all genres. If it's a game that focuses on multiplayer, then yeah, it's against all them. And it's like, really, it beat all them. This game?
I don't like Diablo 4, but it's like, isn't that technically a better experience for multiplayer stuff and whatnot? I don't know. I might be talking out of my ass on that.
I mean, depends how you qualify this. Stuff like Baldur's Gate could count, because that has the co-op campaign.
I don't think got nominated in the Golden Stick. What is that called? Golden Joystick. Yeah. It didn't get nominated for that, but it did get nominated for the Game Awards. So I'm thinking that might win. I'm like, wait, that's right. That is a really good multiplayer game. What the hell?
So it's possible that this is just that the Golden Joystick is actually the Dude Bro Awards, where it's like, bro, you see that fatality? That was fucking sick, bro. You know, that kind of stereotype people. The kind of people who would have been like stereotyped as like the Halo and COD guys.
Bro.
Those are the guys who are in charge.
Okay, I might be dumb here. I'm just making sure. Yes, Baldur's Gate was not nominated in the Golden Joystick, which is very funny, because that is a very good like multiplayer game. The thing is, I had a perspective which I think is a weird perspective, but I want to ask your opinion about this. What if we're comparing like Street Fighter 6 and Mortal Kombat 1, their multiplayer functions, without online, just local? Get a guy next to you and play the game with you. Comparing it that way, would it be better in multiplayer? Which I feel like
I think Mortal Kombat's better anyway.
We're not talking about what's the better game, True Underdog. We're talking about what's the better multiplayer functions.
Oh, just locally playing with your buddy, like sitting next to him.
Because right now the big complaint...
I would still say Mortal Kombat, because the mix and matching of the cameos with the main characters adds for more replayability, whereas in Street Fighter 6, like, you'd probably gravitate towards 2 or 3 characters, and once you learned them, you'd be like, I don't really want to learn the rest of the characters. They don't look very cool to me. Whereas in MK1, once you get to that point where you're like, oh, these are my characters I like the most. I don't want to learn anyone else, but let me try some of these cameos out and see who's the best partner. Yep, suck my dick. I'm right.
The thing,
MK supremacy.
But the thing
Street
is,
Fighter, suck dick fighter.
Despite the fact that you still love that game too. But the thing is also...
I do love Street Fighter 6 a lot. I play it all the time.
The thing is like, with online in mind, I have to also give I would say like Street Fighter 6 did it way better in terms of the functions. There was like, before the game came out, there was like a presentation talking about all the online functions. And I'm like, damn, this is very impressive. Cool. Like what they're able to do here.
Oh, but don't forget, on day 1, there was no custom lobbies in Street Fighter 6 for a whole first day.
Wow.
They didn't even have them.
Wow, dog. Really?
Yeah.
How long did it take for the correct frame data from work? or like what about custom lobbies successfully in Mortal Kombat 1? Hey? Like
well, they had King of the Hill on day 1, didn't they?
King of the Hill, I believe, but not the.
That's the same thing as being in a lobby. It's like not any different.
Yeah, but if you compare the two games, like, which one could you actually learn sooner? Street Fighter. Like you didn't have to.
You didn't have to wait. Game for babies.
You didn't have to wait weeks for correct frame data, so not be lied to.
Oh, I thought you meant that they had modern controls in Street Fighter 6, and they also had dynamic controls.
Player 1 advantage. Oh, that's right.
That candy cane picture of Reptile is cracking me up. He's going in.
Oh yeah. I'm happy.
Reptile's an intimidating stance.
Representing that. I forgot. I wanted to bring this up. The Are those reindeers in the background like the skeleton horses from MKX, whatever they're called?
Oh, the Hell Rams.
Right? I mean, they could be. I can't really tell.
I don't know either. It's worth seeing. Oh, do you think they're gonna get trampled by the reindeer as part of the fatality? They're gonna shove the candy cane in your face, and you're gonna get ran over by the
sleigh.
I'm
pretty sure they are. The skull head and the horns. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So maybe it's Santa Quan Chi or Shinnok.
Santa Shinnok. I'd be totally down.
I want a Santa skin.
I find it very interesting how your game has kanji for this stuff, but some words are still in English, like dismiss.
I'm just saying.
And the entire main menu is also in English.
That's common.
I set it to English, and it did, like, for some reason, it's in, like, friggin' Chinese.
I mean, there are games that never
Give
leave
me
Japan
a-
that still have English text on them. Like a lot of menu options in Japanese games will still be put in English. That's just the nature of the beast for some reason.
You're giving me PTSD, Sonic, because some guy a while ago hacked my Steam account
Oh.
and did something I didn't know was possible. Apparently, you can sell some things in Steam for actual money.
Yeah.
Like there's stuff in there that you can actually make money off of that you get. He sold all my stuff
That sucks.
and like took the money somehow. Like he kept it for himself. But now whenever I try to like, the most confusing part was it was some guy from China because all the Steam layout was in Chinese and I couldn't make heads or tails of what anything meant. So I was like, how do I even go to the settings now that I got it back? I got my account back. How do I even go into the settings and change it back to English because I can't see anything? It doesn't make sense. It's confusing me.
Damn
Yeah.
it! What the fuck?
So
Did
your
they
kanji
actually?
scares me.
Did they actually make a sale on a game that just? Oh, sorry. I'm just seeing. I'll mention this actually. So
A discount?
when I was playing, because recently I've been playing the Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, and when I just booted up that game, every single font in the game says like unintangible. So mode number 1, unintangible, 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 unintangible. I go code options. Would you like unintangible, unintangible, or unintangible? Language, unintangible, unintangible, switch,
Oh.
English. Oh, thank goodness, finally. What the fuck was that? It was the weirdest glitch I've ever seen that happened there, that I could just change
It says
the language.
unintangible or unintelligible.
One of those. I think, yeah, unintelligible might be
Okay.
it. And
Okay.
the thing I'm pissed off here is I just see on here it says, wow, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, 40% off for a celebration. The game just fucking came out. What the f Okay. Oh, exclusively on the
I
Humble
thought you meant they were
store,
trying to say
though.
like, wait, what'd you just say?
Oh, it's 40% off right now. That's what it says. That's why I'm...
And it just came out.
Yeah, it just came out like less than a month ago.
That's actually illegal, if that's true. You're not allowed to say something's on sale when you first sell it. That's actually against the law.
Well,
Fallout 76 got sued for
it's
that
not like
and lost.
it's been out for about a month or so, but it's just on sale very quickly.
Okay, good then. Good. That's fine then.
and it's also on sale
that's
on
fine.
a site, not on Steam. It's on sale on Humble, is what it says here.
Oh, that'll be why, because Humble does that.
Yeah,
Humble
yeah.
I mean,
Okay, my bad. That's
Humble
fine
has that WB.
I thought we had a big scandal on our hands.
Humble has a WB bundle that they put back up again because WB really needs the fucking money. So like, yeah, do you want the Arkham games, the MK games, Injustice, Mad Max, all these games? Please buy them in Humble. Please support the starving artists at WB because the guy in charge is ruining the company and is apparently like
They're gonna-
the government stepping in or something because like you can't.
Yeah, they're gonna
keep-
axe.
you can't
They're gonna
keep-
axe
you
Mortal
can't
Kombat
keep
2.
axing these movies. You can't keep doing that. I love that.
I love the article. It's like saying like, wow, Mortal Kombat 2 is the most successful axed movie. Like the producers are so happy with the money they got back or something.
And also just quick note, that movie is going back in the production started up again.
Yeah,
this week.
recently. So
Yeah.
good on them. Speaking of Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, by the way, if you like if you want a Smash clone, it's pretty damn good. Like there are some things in it that's really good. That's all I'll say. I don't want to talk anymore about the game because I feel like going a whole entire tangent.
Yeah.
We've been just kind of chatting for the past hour, in my opinion. We're kind of like,
Yeah, for content, this is the kind of stuff that would normally happen after we stop. We stop recording, then we start
Yeah.
just talking, and like this is the kind of conversations we have. But now we just went all in. So, do you guys like these kinds of conversations? Let us know. If not, we won't stop. But you can tell us.
I'm gonna title the video Mortal Kombat 1 DLC sucks.
do I title
Or
that like
something
that?
like that.
Should I title it like that? But the thing is, because Omni-Man doesn't really suck, right? Or maybe
DLC costume or
Is that where we're drawing the line?
retro
Is that-
in quotations costumes suck, and it's just like Natara's face or boobs. either
Mortal
one.
Kombat DLC prices suck.
doesn't seem too shabby.
Yeah, actually, if these retro costumes were a lot cheaper, it would be less egregious. I still wouldn't like them, but at least I could say it's not a fucking tenner. It don't cost. If they didn't cost more than a fucking fighter, like they cost more than
Yeah,
Omni-Man
that's true.
does. Like it's absurd the pricing on this game.
They cost more than Omni-Man, huh? They cost more than like old DLC characters too. That's what I remember. But yeah, Omni-Man, jeez, like the actual dedicated character who has 2 fatalities built in. that
He was a
you don't need to pay
licensed
$10
character
for.
they have to pay a license to include. So you'd think he would be more expensive than a retro costume that from their own series from 2002.
See, do I?
I mean, it's kind of meta. It's kind of like just charging more for things that you know only selective people will want to buy anyway. It is an actual marketing tactic. It's not good though. It's not fair.
Yeah.
But it is something people do. Like for example, they'll charge you more for an item, and like because they know that like, oh, this item only appeals to certain people, so they'll pay more money for it. Because like they want this. But people who want to play the character is like the normie, so it's got to be a normie price.
Like the $25 Street Fighter 6 Samurai costume. Yes, only specific people want that costume.
My God. If I pay that much for anything DLC related, there better be a huge amount of the proceeds to go to a charity. And I mean like an actual charity, not a fake one like the Completionist.
Oh fuck.
We don't have time to get into that.
Yeah.
No, we don't have time.
We weren't expecting that, were you? Didn't think I'd slip that one in, did you, audience? Didn't think you'd
Was
get
not
that.
expecting that, not gonna lie.
Sneaky.
Yeah. How do we end this?
Well, are we just gonna leave the rest of the topics then for like next time or something? Or...
Yeah, I mean, like we're not gonna if we talk about Homelander, it's gonna take like another hour or two. So we'll just talk about that another time.
Oh, that is a good topic though. Damn.
I'll do something to close the episode.
We won't
out.
know what you're gonna do, but we're excited.
Yeah, you guys won't know, but the audience can see it. They know exactly what I'm gonna do. You guys can't. But this is how we're gonna end the episode. Okay, like we're gonna do this, and then this is how we end the episode. Oh wow, it's so shocking. Thank you and bye. This bit weren't worth it.
We don't even know what you
did. Was he showing his feet?
We really don't. I'm excited to see the footage.
I wanted to end it like this. Everyone watching, just remember, you can either spend $15 to buy like 2 skins in Mortal Kombat or like a skin in a Fatality, or you can buy the first fighting game inspired comic book that supports the FGC and it's 40 pages of action. And unlike Mortal Kombat 1, which eventually a decade from now or 2 decades ago will have its services taken away. Like it's just not going to be possible to play it online anymore. And it may lose a lot of features and be disconnected from the servers. My comic won't do that. My comic will always be with you and nobody can take it from you. Better way to spend your money.
I'm still going to use Snake's outro, but that's very sweet.
Eat my dick, Sonic. You're such a piece of shit. I go through. You know how much I sacrifice? I built this.
You know how
You know how much I sacrificed? I started this.
You created me, and I created you. Sonic, why'd you create that guy?
Sonic, why'd you create that guy?
Can we stop, please?